Morning, people. It is Wednesday, the 15th of March. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. You guys, it's actually a full house today. Well, except one. But yeah, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves.
Morning, people. You know who it is. I am him. You know what I realized yesterday?
What do you realize? Here comes the finger again. That's how I know you've been thinking.
No, we done the men a disservice.
Why?
Because I remember around Valentine's Day we made a whole meal of it. You know what I'm saying? Talking about yesterday was steak and blowjob day.
I thought it was today. You know, I was gonna wish you guys happy that because I was like, there's something about the 15th. I thought it was today.
It's the 14th of March.
Oh, that's a shame. You let yourself down. You're the only man in here. Well, you and Brent. Well, I don't think Brent cares about that.
Brent don't like steak.
Brent was too busy calling me out.
I like Brent.
Yeah, see. I'm not gonna finish that because if you then only focus on the Brent don't like steak part.
You talking about he like a blowjob?
This is what I'm saying. Why?
What do you mean white? How's that white?
How do you know?
Do you like a blowjob?
Yeah.
I would never say that.
Okay, fair enough.
I would never tell him he likes a blowjob. How would I know?
You got manners
If
there.
you listen to me talk, you'll know I like a blowjob. That's
never
open
fly
knowledge. You can find out on open forums.
I
There's
never fly
Google
my mouth.
and these
Open
things.
forums?
Like everybody knows I'm passionate about
No,
blowjobs.
passionate. Okay.
I'm just saying. I don't know what you're trying to say. Like,
But I'm
everybody knows that
passionate.
shit. That's bait. That's hot.
But ask the streets. Okay?
Ask the streets. What? Anyway, morning, people.
My lorries.
You lorry loving ass. All right. Well, it is your favorite shade queen, Martin Royalty.
Morning, people. Big man use.
And they call me Imran, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst. And of course, the melanin is jam-packed.
That is right.
right,
Everyone's good, yeah?
Yeah.
Good. I've got a bone to pick with Brent this morning.
What happened?
So this is about the film. I finally finished it, yeah. And I was gonna, throw something in the group chat. But I thought, no, I'd rather do it on air because he made his situation public. So I'm gonna make mine public too. Don't reverse your chair, ready to address me. So I recommended this lovely film that I watched the trailer of, and from watching the trailer, I said, "This is some sick shit. This is sick." Everyone, take my word for it. Go ahead and watch it. Right? Brent.
Sorry, what's the film?
It's called Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Okay.
So the reason why this came up was because
Don't bother watching it.
don't listen to him. I will tell you why you should not listen to him. And I would appreciate if you just did not interrupt my monologue while it's going. Please, I think you've done enough damage to my name. Thank you. So basically, the reason why I came up here was because Angela Bassett was up for an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress.
Okay.
And in the same category was Jamie Lee Curtis, some white lady,
Yeah.
who...
I'm aware of who she is.
Yeah. Who also was in the category, she won, but she won it for Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Okay.
So obviously there was a lot of ruckus online. People were like, oh, Auntie Angela didn't win, blah, 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 blah. So I thought, let me see the film in which Jamie Lee Curtis won this for. Because obviously against Wakanda.
Yeah.
Watch the trailer. I said, this is sick. I said, I don't even know what role Jamie plays yet.
Not Jamie. You talking about Jamie? Or is
Jamie
it-
Lee.
She won it.
Yeah, she won it over Angela.
Jamie Lee Curtis won.
Yeah.
Okay.
How this whole thing started.
Sorry. I thought it was a Chinese woman.
No, she won Best Actress for the same film. So
Okay.
that film cleared up like 7 awards.
Okay.
But for that category, she was up against Angela Bassett for Wakanda.
7, you know.
Okay.
So, sorry, that sounds like interruptions from over there.
Sorry.
Thank you. So, just watching the trailer, I said, I can't lie to you. Just watching this trailer, this never deserves it over Wakanda because Wakanda was a pack of ass, right? That's what I said. So I said, let's all watch it. So Brent even thought it was cheeky of me. Tried to come at me. The camera wasn't even on. Tried to come at me for saying that just by watching the trailer, I can say that this is already better than Wakanda.
Yeah.
But I said, yeah, I feel like it's a valid thing to say. Cool, whatever. Everyone went away from work. He and Margs watched it. I hadn't watched it. I hadn't finished watching it for other reasons. Cool. But yesterday, Brent was just going in, talking about, it wasn't good. He likes the... What did you say? He said he liked something. I don't know.
I like the themes.
He liked the themes of it. But in terms of the film, it was this and that. He basically just had a lot of negativity to bring to the table. And I took that with the tiniest pinch of salt my little fingers can carry, because I said you went in there wanting to prove me wrong anyway. You watched that with hate in your heart. You did not watch that with an open mind. If you watched it with an open mind and said, you know, I didn't really like it, blah, blah, I'd be like, all right, cool. I hear it. Do you get what I mean? Well, he didn't. So whatever he said is void. Mark said he liked it, which is fair. I don't know if he's, you know, I don't know. He says what he means, you know, a lot of times. So I believe that he likes it. Obviously, we know how Gina felt. I'm not going to bring that up. It's not relevant here. But I watched it anyway, and there were moments I said, what the heck is going on here? Like, I thought I would go round and round to just get to it. But when I finished it, I said, this was a really good film. I thought it was a very, very good film. Someone in the chat as well said something about the ending was not... Something about the ending. So in my mind, I thought, oh, crap, that maybe the ending is crap. I thought it was perfect. I thought it was a very good film. So that is the bone I have to pick with Brent.
Okay.
That it was a very good film, and you just don't have taste that I would personally follow recommendations.
To be honest,
on.
I don't understand why it's a problem for you to think differently than me.
It's not about it's a problem. Don't do that. Don't you dare gaslight me. It's not about you being a problem. It's not about that being a problem. It's the fact that you made it seem like my recommendations were not good, and you did a whole thing. You made a whole thing about this, and the whole time. It's good. I genuinely think that secretly you do like the film. I just don't think you want to prove me right.
Okay.
So you reversed, and that's all you had to bring to the
No, I didn't know that that's what it is that you felt.
Oh, okay. I definitely told you that yesterday. Bro.
No, I didn't know that you thought that I thought that your recommendations were crap. I thought I was arguing off the premise of you can't just say a show is dope by just watching the trailer.
Okay.
And when I watched it,
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to now see the trailer to see what
I
made you
saw.
say this. I haven't even seen the
So
trailer
you,
yet.
so you okay?
I would not recommend. Well, I would recommend this to people who like this kind of stuff, but I wouldn't recommend it to people who I know wouldn't like this kind of stuff. Hence me saying to him, "Don't watch it.
What's that about?
Don't worry.
Everything. Everywhere.
You're not going to enjoy
All I
it."
want.
All I want.
What's that about though, for real?
It's that.
It's about like
Scat.
multiverse.
Is that what you said?
No, I'm saying it's that. It's that. It's everything.
It's everything.
So
But
they can't
basically, it's
even
about.
give you the answer.
What's that?
So they can't give you an answer.
That's
clearly.
No, but at least he's giving an answer. You were like, oh, don't watch it. Anyways, I'm never.
It's a woman on a mission to save the world.
Yeah.
She knows
It's
that there's a
existing in
multiverse.
different multiverses.
And she can draw from different experiences and talents and stuff for people in different multiverses and use them and shit. Some end of the world crap.
Sounds dope.
It's
It
alright.
is dope.
Yeah, check it out.
Oh.
It's a decent watch. I mean,
No, I'll check out for real.
Brent,
Yeah, because Brent, I
Brent
don't know,
has
man.
disdain for the film.
Yeah.
Comes from
I
me
don't.
saying it was good.
I don't
That
have
is
disdain for the film.
No, you
And
don't.
I believe Brent. Like Brent believes what he's saying, yeah. And,
Of course.
and he's like that's his opinion on the film, yeah. But you did watch it with a heavy heart, with hate in there.
I walked in
because of what happened with you and
expecting a
Esther.
lot. I walked in expecting a lot.
Okay.
I walked in 100% industry insider said,
Oh yeah, we had someone who
this
works
was
in
wavy.
film and stuff called
Now,
as well.
if
Okay.
you've now
To
just
co-sign
told
me.
me these awards, they were just two contestants, Wakanda and this.
Yeah.
Give it to this. Wakanda was crap. Give it to this.
Let me
But
even
on its
see.
own, nah.
How much out of 10 would you give it?
I would give it probably, entertainment purposes, probably 6, maybe 6.5. The themes, the conversations that happen off the back of it, I'll give it a nice 8.
Okay.
Yeah, 8.
So why don't you rate it highly then? That's a good average.
For the conversations,
No, for everything.
Just for everything, you know, no.
why don't I rate it highly? Because I've
Just-
seen, I watch movies.
But what I mean is you gave it 8 and you gave it 6.5. Those are good numbers.
So it's like, all in all,
6.5.
you could say that the film's like a 7. Because if you said the film's like a 7, I think
No,
anything.
no, stop. Because then I have to compare it to other films at 7.
Exactly.
No, so I said 6.5.
Yeah, but that weren't all in all. That weren't all in all
yeah.
because you said 6.5, but you said the themed conversations is like a 8.
It's a 8.
That's high. So that should come into your overall.
To move my initial number to 7.
No, basically it sounded like you gave 6.5 for something, then 8 for something else.
Yeah.
So we've averaged it basically.
Yeah.
But what
I
you're
didn't ask
saying,
you all to do that.
that's what it sounded like. But what you're basically saying is your overall is 6.5.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Do you know what I think is cheeky though? Is that Jamie actually won that? Because the girl, the main character girl, not the main character, the other girl,
The little girl.
the
She should've
daughter,
won it.
she's in the same category. So I thought maybe she was in the category as the main actress.
She
She
was
should've
sick.
won it.
There was good acting in
Yeah,
there.
but she's
it was
white.
good films.
That woman's white.
And
And the little Asian girl, she isn't known yet, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
as well.
I don't know who she
that's
is.
Yeah.
the more reason why she should have got it.
They just, 100%. But that's why we shouldn't even support this film because mediocre award giving.
I need to watch it all, man. Because
No, you don't.
I watched like.
Why? Sorry.
Maybe
Why
half
are you
an
so
hour.
bent on people not watching it? What does it take away from you? Please?
I'm just being me, to be honest.
yeah.
As much as there's weird stuff in it,
Just let
things that
people
you
watch
might
it.
not agree with, things that you can't follow, things that could be better, whatever. Like the whole spectacle, just to sit down and watch it, is decent. Like
actually is.
there's some films that are like bad, like and shit to watch. You get me? And like whether you think it's amazing or whether you think it's great or whatever, you can actually sit down and watch that film. Like it's a good watch. Like it's a decent film.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I think it is anyway.
Like, I'm not saying it's the crazy.
It's definitely not the
film in
best,
world.
but the conversation was against Wakanda, and I still feel like they deserve that against Wakanda because
They're
Wakanda was
it's chalk and cheese.
like.
I was really disappointed with you that spoke
yeah.
about Wakanda in here. And I hadn't seen it yet. And you tried to give it that new Wakanda bounce. Like you always tried to be all positive and shit. Like the way you was speaking.
And I was
Fake
really
news.
trying.
That's fake news.
That's fake news.
I watched you here. You was like, you need to go and see it, Mark. You need to see it. And Gina was talking about she missed the first thing minutes. He was talking about, oh no, you didn't miss anything. They could have done the funeral better, but like they were just talking about it. No point did any of them say this is shit.
But, wait, I thought they were fair with the assessment.
Huh?
I thought they were fair with the assessment.
I never heard the word shit. So it weren't fair.
To be fair,
Wow.
no, I will say that is a fact.
Get what
No
I'm
one
saying?
said it was shit.
Nobody
I
told
didn't want
me.
to say it was shit because at the time it was like obviously Chadwick. It was like a bit
be
anti-black to say
positive.
that. Do you get me? I didn't want to market
So
it
how come y'all could go to the extremes of saying that it was shit? Right?
because the dust is settled.
Sorry, how much would you rate it? What's the number? Mags.
What for the Wakanda? I'll give that. Honestly, I watched it. I'll give it about a 4 or something.
I'm giving it 4 out of 10.
I'll give it about a 4.
The trailer.
The trailer's decent still.
Oh, he's
you
it was good.
I wasn't sure. Yeah.
So you can tell it's a decent movie.
Thank you very much.
He said, "Cool, yeah."
Go.
Oh, that's not me. Don't look. What are you looking at me for? It's not me.
I would love for
No, because
you.
you know you can't look at me no more.
I would love for you to watch this before Friday, please God. Is that possible?
I said, please
It's
don't
on-
bring
it's
God
on
into it. Why
Amazon
God in?
I
said, please, God.
I want you to give me your, because I know you like the sci-fi stuff and
Yeah.
the multiverse and this,
Yeah.
that, and next.
Yeah.
So you would come and be like, yeah, coming from this particular angle,
Yeah.
I would like this.
But you can tell from trailers if a film's going to be remotely decent. I'm not saying
This-
the film's
yeah, I'm
great.
not
I
saying
ain't
it's
seen
the
the
best
I ain't
pictures.
seen the movie.
I mean, they did win
But
Best Picture.
a trailer in
but-
isolation can tell you whether or not the film
I
will be
haven't,
decent.
I haven't watched the trailer, so I don't even
So
know.
from the trailer, the film is decent, especially if someone who likes Marvel,
that kind of
likes
stuff, yeah.
sci-fi, likes the multiverse. It's an interesting concept to me.
Interesting that Brent
'cause
doesn't know you like that.
And I can't tell you how you're gonna feel about it, but
Yeah.
you could watch that. You'd enjoy watching it,
Yeah.
and then obviously you'll just make up your mind afterwards.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna be watching it thinking, this is.
You're not going to go into
Yeah.
it with a haughty heart.
Wait,
No,
I
not at all.
didn't go into it thinking it was crap. I haven't seen the trailer. What are you talking about?
Okay, fair enough.
But you
Where
seen
you
the film?
sculpted this, huh?
I'm saying what I'm
You
saying.
seen the film?
You know
Yeah,
me
You seen it
anyway.
now?
So what? You didn't see the trailer then?
I know, but he just said.
But he
just
can't
now
believe
that
I
he
said
went
it was
in
good off the
thinking it was
trailer.
crap.
Yeah, but you can see a trailer and decipher whether or not you think the
Well,
film's
he said
decent.
he knows what you like and rare. He hasn't
And
seen
he
the
said
trailer,
not to
but
see
he's
it.
seen the film.
Yeah.
But he's told you don't bother watching it, and
Exactly.
you watched the trailer and you thought, I need to watch that.
So do you
No,
like the film?
he's making a different point. You're saying that,
That is a point, though.
okay,
Yeah. No, but remember, trailers can be deceiving. So you can see
That's
a trailer
true,
that's
100%.
put together very well of
Yeah.
highlights and bits
Yeah.
of fast whatever, and
Yeah,
you think,
yeah.
oh, and you watch film shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's true.
So,
But I was telling
you've seen the
Esther-
film, innit? So is the
I
film
was
good?
telling Esther, there's no way you can watch that trailer and
Yeah.
then say that's better.
Let me tell you what happened,
Wakanda."
yeah? We was talking about the
Oh.
film, yeah, saying it cleaned up the Oscars
Yeah.
very rare, won all these awards, right,
Yeah.
yeah? And Esther was like, oh, yeah, definitely, that was right, that film, boom, 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 it's
Yeah.
better than thing. And we was like, have you seen it? And she was like, nah.
Okay.
I've only seen the trailer.
Yeah.
But you know,
So
but
then
you know,
Brent was
you know
like,
what is,
what?
yeah?
Yeah.
Do you know what is why I think me and Brent keep missing each other?
Yeah.
Is because I watched Wakanda. But Wakanda was so shit, yeah, that I watched a 50-second trailer and I said, you deserve that Oscar. Do you get what I mean? Like, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But I think he's struggling to understand that.
To be honest, I'm a bit silly because I'm honing in on you saying there are parts of this film. I'm like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
And you're still coming out saying, yeah, that was wavy.
Yeah, but you know, like me being confused about something doesn't take away from something being good.
That's so interesting.
Because I can tell you that Inception is a damn good film, But whether he was dreaming at the final scene, I don't know whether he was alive or not. I don't know. But it was a good film. I think I can appreciate the art of something without necessarily understanding every single damn thing. And I think the ending brought all of it together for me. I was like, okay, I get it now.
Me giving it a 6.5 is fair.
What this
That's
movie?
fair.
This movie?
100%.
Or,
This movie.
okay.
This movie. And I want you to tell me how much you rate that after you watch it. Because I feel it's better than average.
Yeah.
But it's not something like, cool, I can watch this again. I feel that's fair. My assessment, anyway.
Of course, it's definitely fair.
And
It's better than what I thought you
didn't
would
go
have said.
into it thinking it was crap. I didn't, because I hadn't even watched the trailer. I was going expectant. I was going in to be blown away based on what it is you were telling me. And I just wasn't blown away. And I said, I love the themes of discussion that broke off the back of watching this.
Yeah.
But in watching it, brother, there was some stuff. I'm like, this is just too much for me. It's just parody, slapstick stuff. I'm like, I said I loved the rock part, and people who watch that may not have even loved that part. I love that part.
As in,
You'll see it. There's a rock part.
oh, I think you meant the actor. Rock.
No. He's not in that. He would have bumped that down a bit. I don't know.
I don't know.
how
It's
he
just a
fits in
different
this.
kind of movie. It's just a different kind of cinema.
100%.
And
Yeah,
especially
I watch
all different types of
that rock
movies.
part as well.
I watched all these different
Certified it
types
for
of
me. It was
movies.
like, yeah, this film is
Different.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say? Like, this film's.
I definitely was like, yeah, this is very different.
What's your rating out of 10?
What would I give it?
Yeah. I'm just eager to see this disparity. If he said 6.5,
I'll probably go a little bit higher than that. Not too much though.
Okay.
7, maybe
that's not what
7, maybe 7.5.
I think I give it like a 7.58. What's funny now? What's funny? You're smacking your knees and everything.
Give me another 8 that you would give me. I need to see the comparison. Give me another movie that's an
I can't
8
think
for
on
you.
the spot like that. Sorry.
How about you? Give me another one at 7.
Another movie that's a 7. Shit. What's a 7? What's good that I enjoy that's not the craziest in the world? Oh God, this is hard.
To be honest, this is a bit hard because I'm not thinking. Suppose you ask me.
Yeah.
So I apologize, Esther. I apologize, Max. Let me give you some time to kind of sit with it.
That sounds crazy. I was thinking,
Yeah, just
racking
put
my
them
brain. I'm
on.
like, oh God.
My bad.
But yeah, but for me though, Wakanda is definitely a 4.
That's low.
Even
you
that
know?
4.
That's
sort
low.
of.
I don't know how you
Four
do your
slash.
rating scales. Yeah,
slash.
for me, yeah, like
I have
a 6, yeah,
Yeah.
is bad,
Yeah.
but it's borderlining on like if you say 6.5, yeah, that's like it's like all right, like mediocre. Anything
Yeah.
below that, you're saying is bad. You know what I'm trying to say? That.
But yeah, for me, I would watch
That's
a
what
6.
I think.
For me, I'd watch a 6 out of 10 again.
See, I don't
A
think
4
I
out of
wouldn't
10,
watch.
like, I have no
I
desire to
wouldn't
ever
watch a
watch
6
it.
out. I wouldn't watch a 6 out of 10.
You
again.
wouldn't watch a 6 out of 10. My mind said 6.5. You wouldn't watch a 6 out of 10, but you watch a 6. What, you watch a 7?
No, I said again.
Some
Rewatch.
But you
As in
rated it a
second.
7. Would you rewatch this one?
I wouldn't go and put it on if I was with someone and
So you're go-to.
and they would wanted it. I could watch it again, but I wouldn't go and put it on again. No, you know what I'm saying?
Hello, good
morning.
morning.
Hello?
We're getting calls from the
Hello, good morning.
intro.
From the intro?
Yeah, love
you?
it.
Start on smoke.
Hello?
Is this our
Yes.
industry insider?
No, this is, we're going to go with Tom again.
All right.
Big up, Tom.
This is our industry insider.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We're good, thank
All
you.
good, thanks.
Talk to us.
I'll give my real name because if I say things freely about films, then
Yeah.
No, we can't have you fired, babes.
Yeah.
No.
Don't want the Oscars coming for you.
what's going on right now in the studio between all of you is exactly what's been going on with the film community about that film. People hate it to the point where they think it's the worst thing ever made. And then the other side of the people love it as if it's the best thing since sliced bread. And the discourse is actually quite vitriol, like it's quite disgusting the way people are talking about it. So it's quite interesting to see it play out already in a medium where, like, you guys, I don't know if you genuinely would watch a film like this before. Brent, I know like your film taste is quite eclectic. So it's interesting to see that you don't hate it, you don't love it, but you think it's good.
That's it.
It's just interesting to see it play out in a way that all of you are quite mild about it. But obviously, Esther's obviously thinking it's amazing, and you guys are shutting it down. Marv is not really moved. Maybe I'm wrong.
I
It kind
could
of
have.
seems like
For me, yeah, there's a lot of themes and a lot of fingers about it that I think are actually dope here,
Yeah.
and I think they could have why I'm like seem like I'm a bit cool on it, because I feel like potentially it could have been one of the best things.
Yeah, I think they missed parts.
It could have been one of the best things I ever watched, but it just didn't. There's little bits where they just didn't come together, or could have done different things for me that I would have enjoyed it more. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It doesn't make it bad. It just didn't. There's points where I'm thinking, oh, this could go. Yeah. And it didn't get there for me, so it was just like, it's all right, but it's still good. I wouldn't badmouth it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's amazing. I think amazing is like that's a big word, but I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's average, but I don't think it's amazing. Like you, I do think that there was little points that they missed, taking it to like another level, and there's bits that we could have really done without. I just think I think they could have spent a bit more time deliberating on certain parts of it.
See, the thing is, for me, because I didn't finish watching it, I've only watched the first like half an hour or so, I feel like I'm in you guys' camp where it's like, I haven't been disappointed yet. So I'm thinking this is a brilliant film. Already, you know what I'm saying? But I haven't been disappointed. Like,
what are we talking about?
Listen.
No.
Wait.
Brilliant.
He can have his opinion the same way you can have your opinion.
Just
like you wanted to say to me.
You're
responding a bit too heavy.
To the adjective you used.
You're responding a bit too heavy.
Just responding.
You're responding a bit too heavy.
It's good.
Okay, no. Let me. Yeah, but look. Let's be fair. Yeah, I don't know whether you've experienced this. Yeah, but I've watched the film before. Yeah, and all the way through, thinking using words like brilliant. This film's brilliant. This is cold. But then once that scene comes, the closing scene, whatever they done when they tied it in, it didn't stay.
It
didn't stay brilliant. It was like it's all right. It's good. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So where he's saying he's only watched the first 30 minutes, he could still be at brilliant. He needs to watch the whole film, and then he might be like, okay.
30 minutes in. Where are you though? 30 minutes in.
I can't remember, because I think when it first came out is when I first watched it. So
okay.
It's been a while. So it maybe
remember, it's interesting. From she gets into the list and it piques your interest.
Wait.
Sorry about this, Tom. Brendan's just embarrassed.
Sorry, Tom. Wait, are you saying you didn't watch this recently?
No,
you are pulling a memory from a year ago?
No, was it? It wasn't a year ago.
The film came out.
It came out in January last year.
Oh, you're putting memories from last year, January?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, no. It wasn't that long.
No, but that's still valid though. What are you guys talking about?
A man said he started watching
that's still valid.
a movie. Yeah. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
And he didn't finish it. He finished it. He finished it.
No, but
how brilliant was it? How brilliant was it?
Is it on Netflix? It's on Netflix.
It's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay, I think when it got onto Amazon is when I watched it.
Okay.
Because I didn't go no cinema.
So that would have been after the cinema.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I watched that at home.
But that's still valid though. Like life happens and people can't finish stuff.
I beg you finish it before
see
Friday.
All right, I will.
Sorry, Tom.
But thanks, Tom. But I definitely agree with you what you said on Monday, Tom, about Stephanie should have won the award, not Jamie Lee. I don't know what Jamie Lee did.
Absolutely. That was a legacy win. That was a 30-year career legacy win. That was nothing to do with that film.
That's mad, you know, because I'm watching the film, and it's like I've got Jamie on player cam. Because I'm saying, okay, I've got her on player cam.
I'm like, she's about to kill this.
She's about to fuck this shit up. Like, she is integral to everything that's going on here. And she wasn't.
I was shocked.
She's in the whole movie. Don't get me wrong. She's in the whole movie.
But I think the other girl had a bigger role.
I'm not gonna lie, based on the trailer, even the fact that she's a secretary.
Me?
I thought, how did she win best supporting actress from
because when I was introduced
for this role?
Exactly. When I was introduced to Jamie as a secretary, right? I thought, oh, she's a secretary, but she's about to shake everything. She stayed a secretary the entire film. I said, you're kidding me. This is it.
Yeah, I don't know why she won.
She was robbed of that, man. I think that's out of order because I pray obviously she gets another film where she can be Oscar nominated. I mean, that's a young girl, Stephanie. But a 30-year career, okay. Then a 31st.
Who's saying crazy?
There's been happening a lot. There's a lot of times in the last 10 years of the Oscars, actors winning awards based on how long they've been working, not how good that performance actually was.
Hate to see, man.
So I'm not going to get past that really. But anyway, I just wanted to chime in, and I don't know. I'm surprised Esther you're giving it an 8, to be honest. But that's just my own opinion.
What would you give it?
I mean, I stood Lee firm on like a 7. Like I don't really give numbers out, but that's where I was. It's not a mainstream film. It's definitely a filmmaker's film. It's for 100%. Audiences who love film. People like me who watch 3 films a week, and people who like to talk just about cinema. That's who it's made for. So the themes, the way they explore it, the creativity. I wouldn't be able to sell it to your, I don't know, average cinema person, if you like.
What would you give Wakanda?
They just would.
I'm sorry, I really did not. I did not know you were still talking. I'm so sorry. These are laughing. You guys laughing piss me off. Sorry, Han. Finish your sentence first. Sorry.
What would I give Wakanda? Not good, essentially. It's not even. It's a damn shame. It was just deeply upsetting. I don't want to give a number to it, but I just didn't enjoy it as I hoped I would twice. And it's a whole mixed thing. I think it's a filmmaker, Ryan Coogler, deserves time and space, and he had complete creativity. But when you're working within the confines of a studio and a system that is churning out films every 6 months. And then you have a really, really sad moment where your lead actor passes away during development of that script, which I would argue was probably better than the script that we ended up seeing when Chadwick was still going to be in it. I think that's just really tough to overcome. And he did an amazing job to still deliver a film that had emotion, that had strength, that had depth, that had good characters. But I couldn't get past the world building. I couldn't get past the weaknesses that was in Black Panther 1. It just didn't grab you in the same way that his other films. I don't know if you guys have watched other films by Ryan Coogler. It just doesn't have his identity on it. And that obviously is because of where he's working inside that movement, and also because of just losing your lead and having to start from afresh and make a new story within a certain time frame. It's not fair, but it is what it is. And I think all of that combined just led up to a thing that just didn't deliver to my own expectations and, to a lot of other people. And it hurts obviously more because, we are Black, and Ryan Coogler has been given $200 million twice. And I would argue through no fault of his own, the product, in my opinion, hasn't been the best. And it's just really hard to see that when you're rooting for everyone Black. So that's my opinion.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
Anyway, that's what I wanted to chime in by. You guys have a good one.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Cheers.
Thank you. Take care. Interesting.
Isn't it? That's that.
Let's get into these headlines, man.
Yeah, no one here seen Creed.
Oh, is it out?
Yeah.
No, I'm not
Been
seeing
out.
it.
I want to see it though.
How long's it been out for?
About
2 weeks now.
a week or 2 weeks?
Yeah, about 2 weeks.
Have
Do
you
I need to
seen
watch,
it?
have you seen it?
Yeah.
Do I need to watch the first and second one? I just want to see, I'm Black men in it.
Yes and no.
They're
You
not
don't-
connected,
you
are
don't-
they?
They are connected.
Are they?
You don't have to watch the first two.
What
Can't watch
is he in any of the other Creeds?
Who?
Jonathan Majors.
Major.
What's this one?
So how's it connected then?
No, he means that
Because
obviously Michael B.
Because it follows.
Obviously, Michael's in all of them.
Before he comes to give me a
Yeah,
hug.
because it's a continuation of his life, of his career.
What was the second one when he got the gal
love
pregnant? He got the gal in there, innit?
Yeah.
That's the second one.
Yeah.
So now he's still with her, and then it's just
Yeah.
So obviously he's just growing. But I'm saying they're standalone movies, though, innit? Obviously it's the same.
It's a standalone movie, but it's a continuation of his life story as
Okay.
a boxer. So
Okay,
from
I suppose, yeah, I need
not
to know
being
how
a
it started,
boxer,
innit?
so it shows his career path. So it's a continuation.
Okay, cool. But you can watch 3 and not need to watch 1 or 2 to get any of that. It's all their own separate.
You can watch 3 in isolation, but if you want a bit of context, if you want a bit of feeling, if you want a bit of understanding, then watch the first 2. If not, you can watch it by yourself. It's not ain't that deep. It's only Creed. I mean, it's not a film of real substance where you need to go back and really understand what's happening.
Did he beat the bad acting allegations?
I don't think he's a bad actor. No, it is.
I said allegations. This is
No, I didn't know.
Not me.
No, I didn't know there were allegations.
I'd actually never heard
they-
the allegations.
Yeah.
The streets your ears down to.
you got listen. Maybe I should do word on the road.
Don't be silly. It's too far.
I see people saying like, "Rob, hopefully my man's gonna beat the bad acting
No, it is, I
allegations
think.
this time, man."
In comparison to Jonathan Majors, he's not. He's a good actor, but Jonathan Majors is. You can tell he's leaps and bounds above him. The film. I'm not gonna say what. I just think the film isn't great.
You think it isn't
Oh,
great?
isn't?
Oh, damn it.
It
I think
lacks.
that's what your review was going,
It's
you
a
know?
good. It's a good spectacle. There are definitely good scenes. The fight scenes are good and the boxing scenes are good, but it lacks a lot of depth and character development, and even Jonathan Majors' career. Anyway, when you see it, you'll see it. It's just like
Is it?
they missed a big trick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's really slacking these days, isn't it? COVID did a number of people.
It's hard to make a good movie, man. They made all the good ones in the 90s.
All right, let's get into the headlines.
so our first headline takes us to Scotland. And all three SNP leadership candidates have predicted that Scotland can be an independent country within 5 years if they win the contest. Ash Reagan, Hamza Yousaf, and Kate Forbes were speaking as they faced each other in a BBC Scotland TV debate. Mr. Yousaf said he believed the country can and will be independent by 2028 in response to a question from an audience member. Ms. Reagan and Ms. Forbes both said they believed the same. The leadership contest was sparked by Nicola Sturgeon's surprise announcement that she was quitting as both SNP leader and Scotland's First Minister after 8 years in the roles. Recent polls have put support for independence at broadly the same level as it was when Ms. Sturgeon succeeded Alex Salmond after the referendum in 2014, which saw Scottish voters reject independence by 55% to 45%. This is despite the turbulence in UK politics in recent years that saw the country leave the EU despite Scotland voting overwhelmingly in favour of remaining and Boris Johnson's often chaotic time as Prime Minister.
If Scotland go independent, that's not like a because I'm saying that they see everything that happened with Brexit, yeah, but it won't be like similarly. Think what would change? Would it be like a similar thing?
I said, what would change for us or for them?
For Scotland
Or for them?
Would they be? You see, like in a position where England voted out, they've done Brexit now, and there's a lot of people that's like, this is worse for us than boom, boom, boom. Obviously, I don't know all the things that go into it, but if obviously they're saying that they want it, is there any scenarios or any things that can come in place where they could get their independence and then it's like, oh, we're screwed now?
I'm not too sure of the factors as well, you know, but I feel like many people are kind of in that same boat, like you were saying about Brexit, where they don't want to leave because they feel like there's going to be certain ramifications that's going to affect them. You know what I'm saying, economically and stuff like that. But I don't know the factors, to be honest with you, so I'm not too sure.
All right, sweet.
Next headline is about, you know, the gun laws and all them type of things there that cause all this, you know, the mass shootings and stuff. Well, Biden is set to issue an executive order that aims to increase the number of background checks conducted before firearm sales. It aims to move the US as close to universal background checks as possible without additional legislation. The Democratic president will sign the measure during a visit today to Monterey Park. Sorry, this was yesterday, actually. Yesterday. To Monterey Park in California, where a gunman killed 11 people in January. Action on gun control appears unlikely in the divided Washington. But last year, Mr. Biden signed a cross-party gun violence reduction measure into law, and he has repeatedly asked Congress to do more about what he calls an epidemic. But his call for an assault weapons ban, universal background checks on gun sales, and repealing gun manufacturers' immunity from prosecution are unlikely to make headway while Republicans control the U.S. House of Representatives. Mr. Biden's executive order, which does not require the approval of Congress, acknowledges this political reality and lays out a series of actions within his authority, beginning with the expansion of background checks. Universal background checks, or the requirement to run a gun buyer's information through an FBI database before a sale is made, that's basically what it is, are seen as key to closing legal loopholes that allow prohibited purchases and are supported by a broad majority of the American public. But legislation that requires criminal background checks for all gun sales has languished in the Senate, with even some Democrats opposing it. The next headline, and this is going to be based on our topic of the day, right? And this is an update on the whole reparations debate, which is not really a debate anymore. It's actually, it seemed like it's going to be reality. So basically, San Francisco lawmakers heard a range of options on Tuesday yesterday to provide reparations to black people for decades of racist treatment by the city government. You have to pay attention to what they're talking about, yeah? So this is for decades of racist treatment by the city government. The more than 100 recommendations included payments of $5 million to every eligible black adult, the elimination of personal debt and tax burdens, guaranteed annual incomes of at least $97,000 for 250 years, and homes in San Francisco for just $1 a family. A San Francisco Board of Supervisors hearing the report for the first time Tuesday voiced enthusiastic support for the ideas listed, with some saying money should not stop the city from doing the right thing. Several supervisors said they were surprised to hear pushback from politically liberal San Franciscans, apparently unaware that the legacy of slavery and racist policies continues to keep black Americans on the bottom rungs of health, education, and economic prosperity, and overrepresented in prisons and homeless populations. Raphael Mandelman, who's a supervisor, right, whose district includes the heavily LGBTQ+ Castro neighborhood, he came out and pretty much said, those of my constituents who lost their minds about this proposal, it's not something that we're doing or we would do for other people. It's something we would do for our future, for everybody's collective future. Black residents once made up more than 13% of San Francisco's population, but more than 50 years later, they account for less than 6% of the city's residents and 38% of the city's homeless population. It's crazy stats. The reparations attempt to rectify historic injustices by focusing not on slavery, but rather the city's discriminatory treatment of black residents during the period of urban renewal in the 1950s through to the 1970s, which included the raising of thriving black neighborhoods and the displacement of nearly 20,000 people in the name of economic development. Adopting any of the recommendations would make San Francisco the first major US city to fund reparations, though the effort faces steep financial headwinds and criticism from conservatives. And that's it for the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into what you say in topic of the day.
All right. So today's topic of the day, right? Like I said, it's based on the reparations, this debate that's going around. Now, obviously, we've been hearing the reparations talk for probably as long as we've been alive, right? And it hasn't really seemed like it's going to go anywhere. So this is really kind of, this is groundbreaking, right? Because they're actually talking about funds and how these reparations are going to be rolled out and everything, right? But my first question to you guys is, and I know this is kind of tough to kind of be on the spot and whatnot, yeah. But how would, say you was eligible, how would you want your reparations to be given to you? How would you want to receive them?
Bank transfer.
I lie. What type of question?
Faster payment.
Money, innit? Money.
Faster payment. Do you know what? I think I'd want mine. It's like a substantial amount of money, or can I choose how I want it?
Well, they're still ironing out certain things, but let me repeat to you certain things, right? Again, there's more than 100 recommendations, right? But some of these recommendations include payments of $5 million to every eligible black adult. So if you was eligible, you'd be getting $5 again, if that recommendation is the one that's selected, right? Also, the elimination of personal debt and tax burdens. That's one thing. Guaranteed annual incomes of at least $97K a year
honey.
for 250 years, right? And also, you can buy homes in San Francisco for just $1 a family. These are the recommendations
That's
put
lit,
out
you know.
there. So again, there's many different ways you can receive these reparations. What would you say? You still say
Oh, I
bank
have to
transfer?
pick one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I get all of them.
No.
I was at $5 million,
I don't think
97K a
no.
year. Ooh.
And also, you can just make up something that you would prefer. You know what I'm saying? Knowing yourself, what would you prefer?
Do you know what I would do?
Reparations just sound like nonsense. Basically,
I'm not
yeah.
lying. All the recommendations sound so far-fetched and they sound like nonsense.
I just
Basically,
want
yeah,
5 million.
I don't know
because-
about reparations yet, and I always just thought it's just something that people say. I don't know if it's a real thing, yeah. And then people are telling me that there's actually other communities and stuff that have received reparations from the American government. Yeah?
Yes, they have.
So
Do you know what's
for me
kidding
to-
me? Sorry. Is that you're talking hypothetically, yeah? When the headline is answering all the answers.
No, but I'm just saying, yeah. I would need to know, yeah, what reparations look like before man start making up things in the clouds. Like, what's actually, like, all this stuff you're saying is $5 million per person.
this was
What have
made
they
up.
actually done? What's the government in the reparations that they've given out?
Yes.
What have they done? What
For who? For the other groups?
for the other groups? Yeah.
It varies. All right, so one of the main ones is for the Chinese Americans. So you know, back in the day, have you seen Pearl Harbor?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that film, right? Cool. So you know when obviously the Japanese did the surprise attack on the Americans?
Good film. Yeah, good film.
Exactly.
Oh, did you watch the trailer? Silly man about good film. I bet it is.
So basically, it stems from that, right? Where basically, obviously, Japan did what they did, and obviously, Americans retaliated this, that, and the third. But remember, during that time, there were Japanese people in America. So I think the president at the time basically was thinking, all these Japanese people here are probably spies. So literally locked up about 120,000 of them, all of them, put them in camps in America, right? And I think they were there to the end of the war, so probably about 3 years or so, yeah. After that, they then had the whole, some of the, obviously, the descendants or whatever were trying to campaign to be like, look, we were obviously treated badly, because when they actually followed up, they realized that none of them were actually spies, right? And then I think in Reagan's term, like 88 or something, they then signed and gave, I think each family or each person who was locked up back then, $20,000. Obviously, $20,000 not bare for now.
Yeah.
But the point is, like you're saying, they were given something for how they were treated in America.
And the Native Americans get land and stuff in it.
Exactly.
They've got reserves and land that they've been given back to them and stuff like this, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. So, land, cash. Okay.
Is this exclusive to people who live in San Francisco only?
Okay, thank you for the question.
'Cause it must be.
So this is what I think is
Because if I moved out, I moved back in.
It has to be because you ain't giving out $5 million to every single black person in America.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
This
exactly. and also,
Yeah, well,
this
so
is,
there will be some
they
terms and
always,
conditions.
everything's all split up with them with different states and all that. So the fact that it's talking about San Francisco, this ain't an American thing.
Yeah.
yeah,
This
exactly.
is a
This
San
is- this is
Francisco
San
thing.
Yeah, this,
But to be
yeah.
fair, with them numbers that you said, San Francisco need to give their black people something. No, well, they
Yeah,
took
how
them
do-
all,
how
what
do
they
they
say.
treat it, yeah.
What numbers did they say it was? 15% of black people dropped down to below 6.
Yep.
So
Fred-
now it's
yeah.
below 6% of the black people that are there, but they make up 38% of the homelessness.
Crazy.
That means that means if any black people you see in San Francisco are homeless.
Yeah,
Basically,
exactly.
that's what that basically
more
means.
than a third of them.
Do you get what I'm saying? So they need to they got to look in the mirror and sort something out. So if you're a San Franciscan, then yeah, I hear you.
But kind of to answer both of you guys, just to respond to what you're saying, yeah. Remember, just to be a bit clear, this is talking about how the city's government treated them, right? So like you're saying, obviously this was kind of more so pertain to how that 13% was treated, how it's gone down in their population's gone down, they're homeless, this and the third, right? But also, it's down to, yeah, the reason why people are kind of don't want it to be conflated is because remember, like most people's reparations talk is about slavery, right? San Francisco was a free state. So this is nothing to do with slavery. And this is why people are speaking, why are we starting with San Francisco for? Like, this don't make no sense. This isn't, let's not get excited here and think this is to do with slavery and how reparation for slavery will be rolled out. This is actually just San Francisco talking about how we treated people whilst they were there in San Francisco.
That makes more sense. There's probably more chance of things
Of that happening, exactly.
Because you're not gonna there's not gonna be reparations for slavery.
See, this is the thing. So this is one of my questions. Do you feel like this will get the ball rolling for that? Or do you feel like this is still, like reparations for slavery is still a dream?
It's a dream because there's too many things across the board. How do you be eligible? They're all eligible because what do? You have to check if your bloodline was a slave, was in the thing. The majority of them are going to be able to prove that.
Well, this is part of the thing. So you got various people coming out to kind of, everyone's got different groups over there, innit? So, but you got different people saying how we're going to do it. I think what they're saying is legally. Well, there's two ways, I think. Well, again, depending on the person you're talking to. But I heard one group pretty much say legally, you have to have shown that you've identified 12 years prior to this reparations talk, right? As a black American, as an African American, or whatever it may be. Plus, you also need to show that at least one of your ancestors were a slave in America. That proof has to be there. Then you're eligible. So this is going to rule out, obviously, people who came from the Caribbean. It's going to rule out people who come from Africa, this and the third. It needs to be Americans, black Americans.
And they need to have
descended from
proof
slave, yeah.
of their lineage and all that.
Something needs to be there.
Okay.
So that's how they're trying
That'll
to
whittle
whittle
it down.
Because like I think you're pretty much saying, like, if it's too broad, there's no chance of this being passed.
Well, I've been hearing about reparations my whole life,
That's what
and
I'm
there ain't
saying.
never been no chance of being passed. And I don't even with having this conversation, it's not something that I think is going to get done.
Same.
And again, so if the different states have different feelings, that city feels guilty about its own personal thing, and the black people's experiences in San Francisco are different to other people's, and then you can prove that someone in your family was a resident of San Francisco at the time and experienced all that displacing and stuff like that, then you could be eligible to something.
Yeah.
That seems a bit more feasible. That seems like something that they can probably get round. And because there's precedents set for it already, because people actually do get reparations. Because like I said, initially, I thought it was just always just nonsense.
Yeah.
And then people said, like, no, like, they give reparations to people. Like, people have got them.
The Jewish people got them too.
Yeah, see. What did they get?
Theirs is from Germany though.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
a bit different, but yeah, they got a lot of funds. I guess Israel and that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know who's fighting the good fight, but they need to keep pushing. But if it's just an isolated state like that, I think it sounds a bit more feasible than the other stuff man's heard in the past.
Yeah.
But then maybe some of them things, what they're just gonna give everyone £5 million. They're not gonna do that, bro.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do that for? And then the Japanese man that they had in camps and that, they only got 20 racks, Killy.
Okay.
I mean, I know like it's not. I'm not trying to compare plights or anything, but they had these men were prisoners of war and that. You get me? Like it was happening down. They only got 20 racks each. So where's all this $5 million per man coming from and all that? They're not gonna. This is all nonsense.
But this is the thing. I think some of the recommendations are kind of being conflated with the whole slavery thing, because I think some of them want to be compensated for slavery, right? But I think San Francisco only want to deal with those who have been treated badly by the San Francisco city government. You know what I'm saying? You can't mix the two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or can you? Depends on how long they've been mistreating you for. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
$86.8 billion so far from the German government to Holocaust victims.
86 billion.
Yeah.
Big bread, boy.
It is. Especially the time as well. The time it was given as well. So that's But the next question, yeah. Do you? I feel like everyone's going to say, yeah, Black Americans.
Can you find out what America's done gave to the how much they've done for the Native Americans?
Okay.
For real. Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure everyone in here is going to say Black Americans deserve reparations, yeah. But do you feel like Black people around the world in the diaspora deserve
I was going to say, so if Black people, if Americans deserve reparations, don't we deserve reparations?
It's the question. What do you guys think?
Yeah, everybody does.
1.3 billion to 176 tribes and bands.
1.3 billion.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're comparing it to Germany, innit?
I'm comparing it to 83 billion, Gilly. That's.
But also the time is all, isn't it? Are they still giving them money like that? You know what I'm saying?
Germany?
No, the American government. Yeah. You're talking about Indians, right?
They've given them land though.
Yeah, exactly.
And resources, and they can hold their own government within America. So.
Right.
Is it?
Yeah,
serious?
The American government can't tell them Indians anything.
Oh, swear.
Yeah. That's sacred land.
separate,
They can't do anything. They have their own government. They have
Is-
their own police. Yeah, they have their own laws and stuff.
Oh, what are you saying? They can't tell them nothing? Just say,
Can't
on
tell
them
them
lands,
nothing.
that's their business.
Yeah.
Is that a fact? Is that 100%?
Yes, it's a fact.
Okay, that's cool. I need to look into that, actually. I have to
It's a
see.
fact, man.
Gonna-
And that's where some of them, you know, the Black Rock Mountain bases I was telling you about.
Yeah.
They made pacts with these Indians to go on their reservation, knowing for well the U.S. government can't even go in there without permission from the reservation leaders and whatnot. So they have a nice little agreement going on there. Madness happens.
Oh, that's why them man are moving like that in Yellowstone, innit?
Madness is happening.
Okay.
Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yellowstone.
talk to me. This is a dope a dope TV series that you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
All right. So where is the whole native? Yes, that part that you're talking about, where they had to have
The
conversations.
my man who
Yeah,
with the thing with the
yeah.
casino, and then that's why he's got his own little
Yes,
police
yes,
around him.
yes,
Because I didn't understand how come he's got his own little squad,
Yeah,
but they're
yeah,
saying
yeah.
it's because it must be the sacred
Precisely,
land.
yeah,
Their own
yeah.
police, all of that.
Yeah.
See?
You see how Americans go to bury dead people or kill people on the reservation because the states can't do anything about whatever's on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lit. All right, so let's get back in the car.
But yeah, like you were saying, yeah. Like where does it stop though? Do you feel like all Black people deserve it? And if that's the case, who should pay it, right? And it's too hard to say how much should we get in it. But yeah, what are you thinking basically?
You know what? When president's been set, man, that's it. It's been done, innit? And if Germany's paid out all that money, yeah, America need to pay. I don't know where it goes. I don't know how you decide how it goes or where it goes or whatever.
Yeah.
And not everybody deserves the money as well. You get me? Which is messed up to say, because obviously, I don't know. But if them man have paid, you get me? Them man have paid all that money, and you've even given these people land and thing, whatnot. Run the bread, man. Run the bread. And even if it's a token gesture, even if it's not gonna spread, man. Like you gotta be seen to. You gotta make this right, man. You gotta run the bread. I used to think it was quite ridiculous, but now I'm thinking about it again. Now I'm speaking about it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you just gotta find something that makes sense within reason. I'm saying, give everybody this and give everybody that, and it's just unsustainable anyway. But I think reparations are a proper thing. They need to do that. I don't know how it looks or what they do.
I just can't see it happening, to be fair, especially in the UK.
But why can't you see it happening when we've seen it happen?
Others, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I just can't.
Is it? Do you feel like it's?
I'm not saying it's impossible. I just don't. I don't think about reparations. I don't wake up every day thinking I need my reparations. It's not ever
I need my money back.
Yeah, I'll take the money. I'm not going to refuse the money if that's what they're going to do. But I just don't. Obviously, so much time has passed, and it's never really a discussion in the UK. I don't think it's ever been a discussion here. If I'm wrong, correct me.
I mean, it has to some degree.
Has there been any reparations paid out in history?
No, not paid out. No,
That's what I'm saying.
They're out here sending people back, for any little thing, and you think they're gonna admit fault and
That's
give
what
you
I'm saying.
reparations?
I don't think reparations will
No
ever
way.
happen in the UK at all.
UK's forms of reparations is giving you the country back.
And they haven't.
This is to celebrate independence every day. From
This is it.
you know me, that's their form of
What, Black
reparation.
History Month that includes Asians?
Huh?
That's what they've done. So you can have Black History Month, but it includes everyone who's brown and a little bit
that's
tanned.
true. The whole BAME. This is what this is.
The UK
Yeah.
would never.
But funny enough, though, do you feel like if we were to start that though and start talking about it, it would be a waste of time, or do you feel like we should do something?
Waste of time.
It's a waste of time. There's a lot we talk about and then nothing happening. We'll have to take the French notes on how they do protests and how they do all that, or how they demand stuff.
How did the other groups get their reparations? What got the deals over the line?
But people were talking about it. So the Japanese Americans, for example, they came out and was like, "Yo, we need something needs to be given back to us for the 3 years unlawfully put in camps."
Yeah, but black people been talking about they want their 40 acres and a mule for.
Exactly. They've been lied to since then.
Oh, what they told them they was going to give them 40 acres.
It was a promise. Yeah, they promised everyone. Yeah, these yeah, yeah.
40 acres and a mule, innit?
40 acres in a mule. They were meant to be getting it.
So I think at a raw minimum, just give them the acres and their donkey, man.
Yeah, for real.
No, facts.
For real.
You take it, innit?
Yeah.
It's like
Give them
nothing
some
more than
ass.
what I was promised. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't want nothing more than what I was promised. Give me my land and my donkey, nigga.
Yeah,
Like facts.
yeah. Something
Donkey's a
definitely
funny
needs
animal.
to.
The donkey's actually a funny animal.
No, but like something definitely needs to be given though, especially if you're promising it to people, right? That means at that particular time you knew they deserve something. Why is it that now you don't want to give it to me? You know what I'm saying? They've given it to Japanese Americans. Funny enough. Hello. Good morning.
I thought that come back to
Morning,
me,
guys.
I was-
Morning, guys. I think descendants of slave masters was paid reparations from the UK government
Is it?
up until like 2012 or something like that.
2018
Google
is
it.
not-
Yes, you're right.
Say that again now.
Up until 2018, they were still getting reparations.
Who was?
Yeah,
Descendants of slave
yeah.
masters.
There you
Oh,
go.
okay.
Oh, was they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's
In
The
what-
masters,
Right,
you know.
yeah, I want to get back to watching. So yeah,
Descendants
I'll
of
call back
slave
at the
masters were
next.
getting reparations.
Thank you,
I
brother.
didn't even clock the masters.
Yeah, they was. All right, take it easy. I'll
Thank you,
call
Hannah,
back
take
to-
care.
Thank you very much.
1 second.
Yeah, I didn't clock the
Confused.
masters,
I don't
not
understand
the
what
slaves.
Exactly.
So white
Slave
people.
owners.
Yes.
The ones who slavery, at the end of slavery, the abolition
Oh,
of slavery had
yes.
affected.
Yeah, but that's not reparations for us.
No, yeah, exactly.
What do you
Yeah.
mean? Wait 1 second.
So
'cause these
basically,
are confusing me.
because you say you own a slave, right?
Yeah.
But because the law came into place, I guess you lost income. So
Exactly.
you got reparations up until
Yeah.
2018 to cover their losses.
Also,
You not owning
slave owners were getting reparations.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
For
But this-
loss of business.
Okay, so there's no slaves,
And
bro.
you
No,
think
still
that,
no
you think
slaves,
that
yeah.
we're going to get it.
We ain't getting nothing. And that was 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ain't getting nothing.
Insane, right?
No way. 2018, yeah, they were basically getting money for their inconvenience of
Basically.
slavery stopping. And you think we're gonna get reparations for being the slaves?
Not at all.
Funny enough, I need to get some information on this year. But white people were even given reparations in America in the 1800s.
Slave owners as well.
Yeah, yeah. But actually, yeah. What was it? I need to Google it.
Some of you allowed them to say the N word.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
the whole Homestead Act, 1862 or something like that. They got Let me double check it.
This world is so funny.
Let me ask a thingy question.
Yeah, I swear I watched a movie where allowing blacks to come into your neighborhood and disrupting your peace and whatnot, you got bread for that.
What movie is that?
Something.
I've
Probably is.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that before though.
Nowadays.
I've heard of that
He's
before though.
making it up.
No, I'm not making it up. I did
Oh.
watch this.
No, but I don't know about watching what he's watched. But I've definitely heard about something like that though, where them coming into like the area. I guess because it devalues that. So there was compensation for the fact that your homes and whatever is now devalued.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
They were really thoughtful for their people.
Very thoughtful.
I think the reality is, yeah, if they wanted to do it, they would do it.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
But they don't want to.
100%. They want black people to waste their time in it. You know what I'm saying? And just campaign for stuff that will never happen. And the thing is, I think the Democrats, this is why, yeah, like I know it sometimes seems like I'm on the right side, innit? As in, you know what I mean? But I see both sides as doing the same bollocks. In America, the Democrats, yeah, they will always campaign for this. They'll make black people feel like this is real to get you keep voting for the Democrats to get in power. Get into power, nothing happens.
Even Labour does that.
100%. But that's another topic. 100%. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
This world is a joke. That's what it is.
But you know what? Today, I was just putting a post up on Instagram, and I stumbled on Lynn May's post, yeah? And she must have put something out basically talking about how, well, the first person was the Oluwo of Iwo, and basically he's a monarch in Nigeria, yeah? But there's some other black people in with certain hierarchy in Africa, basically coming out talking about how they're apologizing to people, you know, descendants of slaves in America and Caribbean and things of that nature, right? Because they're saying we sold slaves into slavery. So, let me put aside the whole fact that the whole context of that is completely wrong, by the way, yeah. But the question is, if it is a situation where slaves were sold in great number, right, by Africans, right, African kings or whatever, do you feel as though African countries should be paying some sort of reparations too?
Yeah.
No.
No? Why?
Because
yes?
I think
why
it
no?
depends on the circumstances in which they were selling them.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean? Like, because I don't necessarily think they would have thought, oh, we've got a surplus of black people, of Africans here.
Yeah.
Here you go, you can have some. So if it was a case where their hands were, you know, what's the saying? Hands were twisted?
Forced.
Forced, that's it. Their hands was forced. Then that is, because, do you know what I mean? It's sell by, like, kind of, it's just, it's manipulated sell. Do you get what I mean? It's different. If they didn't know any better, it's manipulated sell. Do you get what I mean? If they were manipulated to then sell their own people, that's different. If it was a case where they volunteered to sell their own people, then yeah, I just think it's a bit, no, I don't know.
It doesn't matter about manipulation or thing. If you're complicit, then you're involved, man.
They weren't tricked.
Huh?
They weren't tricked.
You say they weren't tricked?
Nope.
It doesn't matter about tricked. If you're complicit, you're involved. And then talking about all these other governments and all these things, it's the same thing. You're a country, you're a nation, you're a leader. If you was involved with the displacement of your own people, and you can even admit it and all that, then you're just accountable. You can hold you accountable just as much as anybody else. Spend the bread as well.
You don't think that because we've seen it bare times, like even today, like, and just, you know, like certain countries interacting with each other. A country who has more power can force another country into doing certain things, right? They threaten them, right?
This is it.
And obviously, if they were to say no and, you know, stand their ground, that country could obviously use force and get rid of them or whatever.
That's fine, but then we could stand on them, and then you would have been on the right side of history. Wipe us out then.
But then
Ride or die.
that entire people,
But then
that
it's
entire
die.
people could be
You
thinking.
dead
No,
as are dying.
but it's still though. I understand you was faced with that, but it still shows you ain't got the courage of your convictions. You still chose what you
Nah,
chose to
because
do. They
I don't think it's
forced
that
you.
easy, you know.
How we could have went
No,
out,
because they
and
would've
then you would have
wiped
been on
them
the
out.
right side of history. Then everybody would have felt sorry for us, and we would have been wiped out. And you would have
Nah,
known
they
about
would've
the
wiped them
heinous
out.
acts that these people done.
They would
You
have
get what
wiped
I'm
them
trying to say?
out and
Stand
taken
up.
over the land anyway. Because people that did sell slaves, they end up taking the land anyway. So they would have wiped them out and then taken the land, and then there would be no traces of anyone to then be like, okay,
Yeah, but that probably would have been
the
better.
history's done. No.
Yeah, it's always a great day to die in battle. I'd rather go out. I ain't getting oppressed by nobody.
What kind of
Let's-
days you having over there?
I don't negotiate with terrorists, innit? So if you're not going to come for us, let's go. Let's do it. And then at least when you're telling the stories in the future what happened, you know what I was on.
Yeah.
I was on Big Smoke. I didn't have it. I was supporting the people, and they killed us and done us. This is what they done. You get me? I'd rather do that than say, it was too much pressure and I've crumbled and I folded and I sold all you out. But I lived and I was fine and I was happy. I know it's easier said than done. Don't get me wrong. But in an ideal world, that's what I would prefer.
Also, just want to be clear, yeah. Obviously, we're kind of talking like generally and whatnot, but typically, it wasn't people selling their own people into slavery. This was like
Other tribes.
other tribes and other people.
all of that.
You know
But
what
I'm just speaking to the government and the heads of the government.
Yeah.
And if they've openly saying whether they was coerced, whether they whatnot, if they could openly accept a hand in it, and I'm trying to say their compliance in it,
Yeah.
then I think same like everybody. Not to say the same amount of money, it may be different, even if it's just for your people from your nation or whatever. But users should be giving that reparations too.
Good morning.
Okay. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Morning, everyone. I'm good, thank you.
Good.
There's some nuance we're missing, Marks, because you're whiling a bit there. It's not quite as you're saying. So the reality of some of it is that the understanding around selling and indentured slavery was very different. So people were already used to selling people outside of their tribe, but there was an understanding within many countries that you could buy yourself out of slavery. The version of slavery that they were asking people to engage with wasn't that. It was this permanent one that's become what it is for us. So it isn't as simple as saying, well, if you're not willing to die on the line, you've made a bad choice. Because if we look at the Native Americans, many countries in Canada, people have been wiped out. So at some point you have to make a choice.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I said. They're on the right side of history. That's why the man that got honor, bury them Native Americans got wiped out. They didn't have it, and I'm not saying be a martyr or anything, but they were on the right side of history. No, okay, fine, and be the martyr then. Their people got wiped out. They're not talking about all the selling out and they got wiped out. Now they're on the right side of history and we feel sorry for them. I'll take that. That's more honor. I see more honor in that.
No,
that's a personal opinion. It's not. I see more honor in it.
People, well, okay, that's because you're here, I guess. If you speak to Native American people and they speak about their people, that is painful for them. Their people died, wiped out. They resisted everything for as long as they could. So I think it's
of course it's pain. It's all pain on either side, and it's about what you would prefer, isn't it?
I don't think it's fair. I think it's a lesser of two evils. I don't think it's fair to say if you chose this then it means this, because the nuance of that choice is different. Selling people that are not of our tribe is something that Africans have been doing and lots of other countries have been doing. So you presenting, okay, you can do that and you guys can continue to survive. It makes sense. The reason it's a problem is it was full trickery. They weren't doing that.
We're pointing fingers at leaders of countries and governments and telling them what they should be doing. And it's the same thing for the black people. It's not the people it's for the people that's in the position of power, for the people that was in that benefited. They need to be held accountable too. So they should have to pay some reparations as well if they was involved and if they was complicit in it. That's my opinion. Doesn't matter what you say.
They should. You mean the governments?
The governments. The governments. Yeah. Like I said, they've came out and they've openly said that they're apologizing for something. I'm saying if that's regardless of how it happened, I understand you could be tricked and regardless of whatever. Use those governments, powers that be that was in control, had a duty of care to look after the people. Use that was involved in it, complicit in this what was going on. And user ain't telling. I ain't saying that. They've come out and said sorry for what they've done. Or whatever. So if they're admitting it as well and they feel like that, I'll hold you up to the same standards that I hold all the other governments. Do you get what I'm trying to say? From any other countries, America, Germany, whoever got to pay for, I'll hold them to the same thing. Maybe not the same amount, but sort out your people, innit? If we're doing reparations, you can't be pointing fingers over there saying they need to do this, they need to do this, they need to do that, and you don't want to look in the mirror and talk about, well, what did we do? So you don't even want to pay for yourself for help for your part in it, and you want to talk about other people. Don't make no sense.
Well, that's what happens when
I do apologise. Okay, so I agree.
Go on,
I agree that things need to be fixed. Sorry, I agree that things need to be fixed. I don't think it's the same though. Yeah. Because when I think of a country like a lot of African countries like Nigeria, for example, it's just belly up because the greed and the corruption that goes on is a big problem. So starting at pay reparations isn't even where it needs. There needs to be something. Definitely needs to be something. There needs to be an acknowledgement, but it's so much wider than that. Like, yes, I do think there needs to be a something, but I don't think they deserve the same vim as you're giving the colonizers.
No, definitely not the same vim. But do you think it's fair to stand over one side and look and point the finger over there and act like they're not? Like, do you get what I mean? That's not fair either. That's giving them a pass.
No, definitely they don't deserve a pass because I can't remember. I'll try and look through it. There's a lady. She's she got a lot of backlash, but she studied a country somewhere in Africa, one of the countries that were colonized, but they've completely turned around their economy. And her view has been, well, if they can do it, why can other countries not also do it? In Africa, I mean. And what is this kind of victimhood that kind of keeps going? So I don't disagree with you that definitely there needs to be accountability. I just don't think it's the same.
Yeah, I don't think it's. We're going to agree
definitely,
there. I don't think it's the same either. But I don't think they should just get away with it, even if it's something. Get involved in it because, like again, it speaks to not like fairness, but it's like you can't be pointing fingers saying you want this, you want that, and you're not prepared to look in the mirror and do for yourself. Hypocrisy, innit? Is that what it is? There you go. Then so like, if you want the ball rolling, you got to get on cold as well. Like we're talking about to the higher ups, people that's running the countries. You are all here. You got to lead from the front and take accountability. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Do you feel like it should happen after, I guess, African nations get reparations from the West?
Probably the same time, because people are tricksy. If we can divert all attention on the white people need to pay us and then we do nothing, then we'll do it. Like, I think human beings there's a reason why Avengers is a good film and Thanos' idea in some ways is helpful. Like, I just think, like, if all of the focus can be on this is what we need because we continue to be victims, then I think it would be unhelpful. I think for countries that their politicians are fair, balanced, somehow they can wrangle something that's good for the people, I think the conversation will be alongside of, okay, this is what should be coming back to us, and this is what will be given to you, but what we'll be adding onto it as well. I think if it can go hand in hand, in tandem, I think that would be best.
Reparations are mad. Do you think it's something that you'll see in your lifetime? Do you think it's feasible, or do you think it's just pipe dreams?
What, in the UK?
Just in the world. Like in America, first and foremost, I would say for the black people. But yeah, if we can get in on it, I'll take some bread.
This is cap, maximum capping. This is cap. No, of course not. But it's just interesting to talk about. This is a red herring. These things are always red herring.
Okay, so how does it make you feel? How does it make you feel? Yeah, knowing that Jews got paid money, yeah, and Native Americans got paid money and given land, and Japanese people got paid money, but you are so like vehemently saying no way, we ain't getting no peace. Like it's the craziest thing you've ever heard. And I just gave you 3 different examples of people getting money. How does that make you feel then?
I mean, it's about what sounds about right or sounds about white.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about white.
Like,
Nothing surprising in what you just said.
Like it's not. That's how it runs. You know, there's a reason. Even to the biology, we're a dominant people. Black people are. So of course, them are the ones. I mean, I swear, even biblical text, the Bible talks about taking the strong man. You want to keep the strong man down. So of course, you're going to pay everybody before you think about coming to try and pay black people. My thing is more of the Pan-African side. Black people need to kind of just stop asking for money. Like, let's just do the thing together within us and do it that way. Yeah. It's not surprising to me that they want to pay everyone else.
I think even before the money, let's just get our stuff back. That the stuff that we still see that they have from us, just give those back. I think that's a good starting point because I thought there's wealth in those things that we have, and the things that they still come to Africa and steal from. Stop. Like no more access to that. Yeah. And then let's get our all our goods and whatever else back. That in itself gives us wealth. But
no,
we ain't seen that either. So.
Do you know, if I could raise you one, I would actually say, even before stuff, let's get our stories back. Like, let's actually truthfully talk about what happened. Let's have real conversations about, look, this is the real history of what we went through as a country. This is what happened. So we're all clear on the same page that, look, this is the story. This is what happened. And then we go back and take our things. Because even in taking our things, you might say, oh, no, this is an Igbo thing originally. No, this is my other thing. Let's all, first of all, just agree what the story is. Agree to disagree within the story, because that's always there too. And let's even just know the story is my like first step, I guess, in my head.
Yeah. All right. I like that.
It's nice talking to you guys.
What's your name?
Thank you so much.
Maximum.
Thanks, Max.
Maximum. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
She's right, man. We need our stories back, man.
Very good point there. Funny enough, when she mentioned that, it reminded me of, Bernie Grant, who was an MP in like the 80s and stuff, right? A Labour MP for Tottenham. When the OAU was talking about reparations, right, in Africa, I think that same year he started the whole thing as well, for reparations in the UK. And that was one of the things that he was speaking about as well. Let me actually talk about some of the things that he brought to the table. So,
Chief strike today, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
Chief strike.
Everything shut down.
Is it?
Damn it.
Oh, so you're not going?
I have to.
How are you going to
Earlier
go?
now?
Oh, man.
Earlier now.
So what time are you leaving there?
So I leave now.
I've just been checking different routes.
You know what? When people think about slavery and all that, yeah, not even slavery, yeah, it's deeper than slavery. Forget slavery, yeah, like Black history, yeah. I think that in them earlier times, I'm not sure what time it is, but what they done to all like the knowledge and that, yeah, I feel like it's worse than slavery because some people can't understand, and that's what I think how evil and how crazy they are because. At that time, man, the world wasn't like how it is now. There's not technology like that. They knew the importance, like the discovery of words and paper and putting words on paper and books and stuff, yeah. That helped. The explosion that went on in the world was different to be able to learn and retain information and spread stories and share things, yeah. They knew the importance of this stuff, yeah. To go through all these places, yeah, and just burn books and information, just erase it. So it's gone because you don't know what you don't know. Yeah, like 100%. That's mad. It's just gone, bro. Yeah. We've got to make up in our mind what life was like. But we don't even know. 100%. Like we probably ain't got a clue of what was going on and telling us all these negative, horrible things about how it was. It could have been. I bet it was glorious. Yeah, 100%. And amazing. Yeah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But to just burn all that information, all that knowledge is so vindictive. 100%. And spiteful, like, and it's horrible. And she's right. When she said that, I was thinking about it. We definitely need our story back. That's why I like history. I would love to just go back and know, but like know for real though. You know, like legit. Yeah. Like it's fucked up, man.
But that's the beauty of oral traditions as well, because like they tell these stories. Of course, you're going to get certain things different from here and there, right? But the truth of the story from the people who actually lived it is still there. You know what I'm saying? And if you go back home, certain museums, and even I believe Gina was talking about the other day when she went to Elmina Castle, like in Ghana, Elmina Castle, Cape Coast as well. Like I was just about to say beautiful, yeah, but it's beautiful. But it's the most evil thing you can imagine, and you're seeing it there. Because, and again, this is the reason why I love those slavery films, right? And then them type of thing. Let me not necessarily say love, yeah, but the reason
why you want to see, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I don't think we can get enough of them personally. Because I feel like people, 100%.
Yeah, don't never forget, man. Don't cringe it, man. Don't ever forget, 100%. Man. Watch it, man. Stand up, watch it. Don't blink about it. Don't ever forget.
I don't need to see.
No, sometimes you do.
Movies. No, I don't.
No, because you know what I like is because we forget. You see, forget. Like
I don't forget
everything.
I don't forget.
It's human nature. It's human nature.
I don't forget.
We can forget. I don't forget. Like the prejudice in society and stuff.
I don't need to see. Go on.
Sorry, I get what you're saying because I'm on the same. I don't think I need to see black trauma consistently. There's a certain type of. I feel like we can have educational films, like something like The Woman King. Yeah, that is from a real. Like that's actual history. Yeah. I don't mind actual history, but there's only so much I can see black people being whipped and all that kind of stuff, and then trying to find a way to escape. That's very.
To me, I think making slavery movies is egregious at this point.
Right.
Because why do you want to constantly remind black people of the trauma they've been through in cinema?
So what is it different with the Woman King because they was fighting the homie because the black people going crazy about that?
Yeah, but that's a different story though.
It's not correct. It's not correct history.
It's not fully accurate. Anyway.
They're going. Black people going crazy about that Woman King film. Like they're not happy about that. Like the ones who are up in the know who. You get what I'm trying to say?
But the Woman King is a different story. It's a different area. It's not about outright. I can't remember the plot of Woman King verbatim right now, but it's not in the traditional sense of a slavery movie as a roots or. I haven't seen Emancipation, but that's a traditional slavery type movie.
I'm never gonna watch that. I put it on. I had to turn it off in 60 seconds. Why? I just can't see Will Smith. Like, I can't do it. I just don't think I can do it. I don't think I can sit down. I
don't need to be reminded of slavery.
Stand up.
Like what for?
my thing is this: if the atrocities, the subjugation, the injustices that we're facing today isn't a reminder that you're dealing with essentially the same people, right? And we're not doing anything productive, anything that really changes our reality. I don't understand how slavery movies and understanding your real history, knowing in detail, can't help. Because
I think that's a terrible point.
No, I'll tell you why. Because it's the same things that's happening in different ways. Again, read Willie Lynch, right? When he's talking about, look, we know for a fact that we can't keep these chains, right, around these black people. We need to find another way for them to do what we want them to do tomorrow without the same type of thing. The same thing's happening today.
How is going to watch America, a slave movie funded by a white corporation going to help or remind? Like, I don't understand, bro.
Because then there'll be something in you, some passion to remind you of who you're dealing with. We forget. We walk around every day forgetting.
No, not we. I don't forget nothing.
So how? Okay. Without us going to another place,
I hear you.
How has that made you like walk differently?
E-man. Wait,
humans.
No matter what you say, this is about your psyche and my psyche.
Yes.
I don't have to give you an answer. But
Okay.
I'll tell you what's a fact.
Tell me.
Watching a slave movie,
Yeah.
don't do nothing for me. It's factual.
Okay,
That's
cool.
it. End of discussion.
Would reading a book change it for you?
It could do.
So okay, we already know.
You just don't want it. You don't want it in the forefront.
That's
It's not
the-
if
No,
if
no,
a book
no.
because if a book can, a movie can.
No. Listen to me.
You just don't want to see it.
Listen to me. I don't have to watch any media to do with slavery to remind me about the plight of black people.
No, of course not.
That's me. If y'all need that, then go forth.
No,
and
it's not.
prosper.
Y'all don't do that because it's human nature. So we see
No.
humans. We see humans do it all the time. Yeah, people will end up in a hospital bed,
Yeah.
feel as worse
Yeah.
as they will.
Yeah.
See, 2 years down the line, yeah, you'll be doing the same things that got you in the hospital bed because they ain't got that vision or that feeling of you in that hospital bed. You forget. I've seen man go prison. Ain't been prison for years. You
100%.
forget what it's like in that cell. You ain't got the
100%.
constant reminder. Then you're out on road doing things that got you back in that cell. If you remembered like what you're saying, like humans, because I'm so focused, you'd be on coke every day. So what we're saying is, what we're saying is
that's
sometimes
a terrible take.
No,
That's terrible.
sometimes
That's
people
terrible.
people do forget. You don't
That's
walk
terrible.
around with that on you.
So
Wait. Hear me out.
Yeah.
Do I need to wake up every day with fury?
Not
Wait,
every
no.
day.
Listen.
You don't want to see it. You want to be blissed ignorance to it.
No, I'm not blissed ignorance to it. What are you guys missing? What are you missing? I don't have to wake up every day with. Hear me out.
Never said watch it every day.
With fury and fire in my belly, walking out angry at the world of white people. I don't need that. Yeah. I know slavery happened. I don't need to go and watch a fucking movie to remind me of it, bro. That's the end of discussion. I don't.
True, I heard that. And then again, it affects you
Can I say
differently because
something?
we spoke
And
about it
that's the thing,
before.
that's the
I
thing.
don't watch
What are we
slave
talking
movies
about
and
here?
want to go and kill white
Like,
people.
that notion is so stupid. to me.
Exactly.
We spoke. It affects us different. I don't watch slave movies and want to go and kill white
Exactly.
people.
I don't watch. I want to go kill white people, but I just don't want to sit. I don't want that kind of anger just sitting in me like that over time.
Do you know the
But
thing-
what is?
sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. What is also? Because you guys say we need to be reminded about. But what is the benefits of being reminded of that?
I'll tell you. If you look at the Jews, for example, I'm start there. They celebrate Passover. They're remembering their time, whether you believe it or not. Wait.
I feel it's so stupid.
Wait. I'll tell you why it's not stupid. They remember their time when they were enslaved by the Egyptians, right?
Yeah.
To this day, they celebrate Passover.
Okay.
Every now and again, I'll know their schedule. No disrespect to them. They remind their people about what happened in Germany. They say never again. Not one single Jewish person alive, I believe, right? At least if they were raised amongst their real Jewish family, does not know about the atrocities of the Holocaust. I'm not talking about how they know about Holocaust like we do. I'm talking about detail.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
They behave in a particular way. There's a reason why they don't mix with us and other people in the same way. There's a reason why they're not going to go and give their money, patronize German people.
Bruv, you know what's so dumb here?
Wait,
White people are
wait.
making slave movies, you know?
Wait.
That's the most dumbest thing ever.
Listen,
White people making movies. Yo, go on. Here's a display of what we done to
Of
you.
what we did to
Go and
you.
watch.
And that's my-
Wait. I'm coming.
Also, as you're at it, put money back into our pockets.
Yep.
What type of fucking dumbness is that, bro?
Listen to this.
Come on, man.
Listen,
It's
again.
squirrel. It's a squirrel. What's that?
Knock off.
Hamster
Don't let your
Squirrel.
extreme blackness or wokeness cloud your judgment here. That's very stupid.
Look, if I don't land, you ain't going to get my point. Listen to what I'm saying, right? Again, Jewish people behave in a particular way because they remember who did what they did to them, right? Nobody thinks it's racist for them to not want to fraternize with German people, this, that, and the third. They understand, right? Yeah. And they don't do it for a particular reason. And they're mindful of every other group because, again, it's written on their forehead, in their heart, never again.
Yeah.
Black people's Holocaust, black people's enslavement was far worse, right? There's not a single person who's got any type of brain who can say it wasn't. Well, again, we're not trying to compare, but if we want to compare, it's far worse, right?
Okay.
Cool. Why don't we behave in a particular way? Do you know why? I personally believe because we don't know.
Because they love movies, apparently.
No. There's millions of books we ain't reading. There's millions of books, but we're not reading.
Movies. Okay.
Why are we not reading the books?
Because people don't want to read the
That's
books.
what I'm trying to say. So how do you take the media?
But you realize,
What are you talking about,
I get the
bruv?
book's point.
Listen,
No, but I get
I'm
the book's
listening.
point.
I
I
don't get it.
But the thing is, the movies are not what's in the books. The movies are just entertainment of black people being whipped
No,
up
but if
and
black
being
people, but
all
if
these
black,
things
if black
oppressed.
people made those same slavery movies, you guys will say the same thing. You will say we don't need it.
I wouldn't.
Okay, cool. You said
If
say the
it's
same
an
thing.
Yeah, we don't need it.
Cool.
Yeah,
All
but
right,
we want-
okay, cool.
If it's educational, that can teach us about history and stuff, I'm here for that. But the thing is, the ones that I've seen in the cinemas and stuff like that is for entertainment purposes. I cannot watch black trauma for entertainment purposes. There's no education value behind these things.
Esther, believe what I'm saying to you. And again, I'm not saying this in any type of way.
Yeah.
I hope you understand what I'm saying, right? But there's a disconnect between us and our people, which is us, that suffered during slavery and during colonization. There's 100% a big disconnect. Yeah. We are not saying to ourselves, never again. And the reason why is because we don't know. The only way we're going to know is through seeing certain things, because there's millions of books out there and none of us are reading. That's what I'm saying. You're talking about slavery, there's trauma, this, that, and the third. Black people are walking trigger warning. Slavery, every type of things happen to black people.
Bro,
do you know what's mad? Do you know what's mad?
So we live through racism, right? We experience it every day in our lives, right? I'm a black person. I wake up every day with the plight on my shoulders. I don't need to go and watch a movie every couple of years to remind me of the plight, bro. I am a black person. I live that life. I experience racism, whether it's in my face or if it's discreet. I don't need a movie to remind me or to put the fire in my belly, yeah? That's it. I think this discussion is stupid, bro, honestly.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't make no sense. It doesn't make no sense for you to say, let's be reminded of slavery every so often by Paramount, Universal, white companies, and just.
I'm not speaking.
I'm
not speaking to the movie. I'm not speaking to the movies and the companies.
What,
it's not about that. You're more speaking to the ignorance. It's not about the movies. You don't want to read. You don't want to know. You don't care about nothing.
No.
It's not about. So the movies is putting in their face. That's what it's speaking to, bro. You don't care about it. You don't want to know.
No, listen to me.
So are you reading it? So forget the movies then. Forget the movies and forget Paramount. What about if black authors are writing books? Do you want those books to go and read them?
Listen to me. Yeah, it's not about ignorance. You're talking about. Remember, the discussion was about a continuation of watching, right? I've watched slavery movies before. I'm not a big book reader, so I don't care for you to draw me into, oh, do you read? I don't read books often. Wait. I don't read books often, yeah? If I've watched Roots and I've watched a few slave movies, yeah? I don't need to now, whenever there's a slave movie, run to watch it because, my trauma meter has decreased in the last 5 years. I haven't watched the movie. Now, let me go and top up. I don't need that. I don't need to top up to reignite the fuel in my belly for the black people. I don't need that. You might need that. So you might want to, hear me out. You might want to continuously read books to do with slavery or watch movies. I personally don't feel like I need that to have whatever rhetoric you guys are talking about.
So this is what we're talking about. It's not the vim for the movies. You don't want to know nothing about it. So he might want to see it.
No. It's not that I don't want to. It's not that I don't want to know nothing about it. Let's just say we had a discussion about it. I'll take part in the discussion. Let's just say someone recommended me an article or a book or a story, whatever. I might take that in. Yeah, you're trying to pinpoint the medium in which I'm going to consume this information. I don't know right now what it would be. It depends on the nuances. But what I'm saying is the discussion was about movies. That was you're trying to take.
Yeah, no, but you see in Zavim, you're saying the point is for them. I'm saying it's because you don't want to. It's not about movies.
Wait. And what is the issue with me not wanting to see it? What is the issue? This is a question for you. What is the issue with a black person not wanting to be reminded about slavery?
I think because they just want to be ignorant to the
we are.
That's not the only.
Hear me out. Reminded. Ignorance is what? Someone who doesn't know anything at all, right? So let's just say I'm a blank canvas. I know nothing about slavery. And whenever you try to give me slavery content, I'm like, no, leave it. I'm a certain age, bro. I've already consumed slavery content. I don't need a top up every couple of years.
It's a reminder.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what the thing is? All right, I'm going to come back to that.
Wait, you keep saying ignorance. I'm not ignorant to slavery. Yeah? Not wanting to continuously read or take in media doesn't mean I'm ignorant. I already know. You understand what I'm saying? I already know. I'm not saying I'm all-knowing. It's a movie in Hollywood is not going to tell me anything new. What's emancipation going to give me? What new information am I going to get from emancipation?
Can I say that?
It's not new information. So
exactly.
So why can't you watch it?
Because I don't care to watch slave movies. What are you not getting? Why do I want to watch slave movies? What's the appeal? What is the appeal?
So you're saying I'm trying to say it's because you don't want to deal with the pain. Like you're saying you've seen it bare times. You don't want to. You're saying the black people. You don't want to.
That's a part of it.
That's a part of the problem. We got to stand in it. We got to stand in it.
You know what?
Cannot be a part of it.
No.
We'll come back to it.
No, we're not coming back to it.
No, you're trolling.
No, you're being stupid. You're being stupid. You're being stupid. Both of you are being stupid. The thing is, you're pulling me out. I'm getting irate. I don't want to get irate.
Yeah, because he's definitely trolling. There's no way you believe what you just said.
See the conversation, yeah? At the start, I didn't want to get involved in it because I find talking about this kind of stuff pointless. It's just a merry-go-round, right? Now you're drawing me out. If you're gonna have a conversation, have it seriously. Don't chat shit. Don't chat shit for the sake of it. Don't chat shit for the sake of it.
That's part of the problem.
We'll come back. We got a caller.
Good morning.
MLK's shaking in his grave.
Good morning, caller.
They left.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hold on, the signal's a bit mad. You say you can hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Flipping. I'm with you on this, man. I ain't got time to be watching. Yo.
Morning, Fred.
Oh, brother, Fred.
You that Santana?
Yeah.
Oh, Fred.
Yeah. I've called in because this one grinds my gears. I ain't got time to be watching slave movies, reading books. Like at the end of the day, the main thing in these movies is just like pitching a white savior to us. Then the second thing is like the messages that we can get from it is, are you willing to die for this? So all of this stuff, we got to know our history. At the end of the day, is anyone willing to die for it the same way they did back in the day?
Is that a question to the room?
I think it's a question to you two,
The Warriors.
the Black Martyrs.
Willing to die for what? Is
Man,
that?
I'm arguing about
I've been willing to die for less, Killy.
And that is not a
You
good
don't
thing.
know my story. I'm willing to die for less, so I'm on big smoke. We're on cold. If that's what you're telling me. Straight. I'm dead.
I'm the same one who said I'll go back to Yorubaland.
Fred,
You don't
sorry.
believe me.
Sorry.
You don't
You know what it is? You know what
But
it
it's
is?
facts.
You know what it is? You know when you're in a room and there's an energy.
It's just
I feel like people sit here and just chat shit, bruv. And then you leave the room. It's not. It's cat, bruv.
You know what the thing is?
Don't let the moment. Don't let the moment
Yeah,
take
don't
you,
get
bruv.
caught up in the
Allow it,
moment.
man.
Sorry,
Allow it.
wait, what's Fred done? Fred,
Allow
what
it,
were we
bruv.
saying?
Fucking hell, bruv. I'm tired of this shit, bruv. I'm gonna go back up. You ain't doing nothing. You're going back to your house. Fucking hell, bruv.
Do you know what the
You're
thing
going
is?
to work. You're not going to fight nowhere.
Wait.
This is the
Wow.
problem.
Do
We
you know
can't
the
even
thing
get
is?
on cold.
Do you know what the thing
I
is?
think it is.
No.
It's stupid
All
because
I
you
hear,
guys
all I hear
go.
is shit in this room, innit? It's just talk. Just talk.
No, do you know the thing is?
Wait, sorry, Freddy, say that.
Hold on, this is the issue that we run into every year. Like, it's always, we need to know our history. At what point do we take action?
That's facts,
Man,
though.
not learn anything
Every
from
minute
these books
discussions,
or
bro.
these movies, but man ain't willing to do what they did back in the day. These people were dying for it at 22.
Yeah.
Man just want to live their life till 80 these days, and I'm not just lying. It's just an excuse to not do anything by saying, know your history. Oh, what about the younger lot? Man can teach people in a quick day or two, and they're all caught up on what slavery is. I don't think we need to keep making movies every year,
Yeah,
keep
what's the
reading
point,
books
love?
every year.
Movies,
There's not like there's got to be a certain point where the action is taken, and we ain't doing that. So we're all just lying to ourselves.
Sorry, I'm not a big advocate for slave movies like that. Yeah, I don't need them. It's not sort of thing.
Oh,
yeah.
no,
But when they come out,
no.
I'm saying when they come out,
don't
I
spin the
will.
block.
When they come out, I will watch them. The only reason why I ain't watched Emancipation is because I don't want to see Will Smith like that. It's not black people. It's Will. I grew up with him, jovial, light-hearted. I wanted to see him in those conditions. You get what I'm trying to say? That. But I will watch it. But when I hear people see that talk like you and say they can't do it, I understand the frustration I want to do it. But in my mind, it speaks to like fair.
No,
That's
I'm not
what
gonna lie. No.
That's the way I see things. It just speaks
Yeah,
to
but-
fair. It's
okay,
like
cool,
you are
Mark.
so scared of the truth and stuff that you just want to
No,
bury your
no,
head.
no,
You want to
no,
bury.
no.
I know you've seen it
We've
already. And
seen
you
it
know it, but you
already.
still just want to bury your head in the sand.
No,
So it's like
don't
you
bury
can't
it.
face
No,
it.
that's
And I'm saying I can face it. It doesn't matter how many times. I'm cool with it.
That's stupid, bro.
I'm just telling you how I see it.
No, and I think your
that's not
opinion on
valid.
this is. I'm gonna use the word. I think it's stupid. I just think it's stupid.
Yeah, some people got stupid opinions.
You know what the thing is, yeah?
I think it's stupid.
You know
man
what the thing
saying
is?
people
No, these are facts.
People are scared. How about?
That's what it speaks to me is that you're shook. It's like
see-
you can't face yourself in
shook.
the mirror. You can't look at the facts.
Oh, you know
like-
what? I'm not even gonna.
It's
get
not
some
that,
tip
you know,
rubbish,
because you know
bro.
what?
That's what I
because-
see.
But that's the thing.
I can't
the
be
thing
bothered.
is, it's funny because
Sorry,
a lot of
Fred.
these, what's it called, films as well. Again, there's no educational
Like,
value to them.
And you know what it is.
So-
You're forgetting. Sorry, sir. There's a lack of interest. Like I'm not interested anymore to go and consume slave movies. What for? It doesn't serve. It doesn't
That's
serve.
what
it
end?
doesn't-
Can I
it don't-
say
it don't
something?
serve- Wait, hold on. It doesn't serve me as an individual, right? I don't care about you two and what you guys want to do. That's why this discussion to me is I don't really care about, because we're going to do what we want to do at the end of the day. If you want to consume media to do slavery every day, whatever, that's your prerogative. It has nothing to do with me, innit? I'm just arguing about my perspective.
Yeah.
That's it. And I feel like the notion that people are scared and people are hiding, like I just think it's a stupid take, honestly.
Can I say something quickly? Yeah, I think maybe the difference is what we think. When I say we, me and Margs, think will be the impetus for change.
Oh, knock it off.
Wait, listen.
Knock it
Let
off.
him land, please.
Exactly. I haven't even finished.
Can you let him land?
No,
What
no,
am I
no,
gonna say?
no,
What am I gonna
no.
say?
You can't say no.
What am I gonna say?
No,
you didn't start strong.
He's gonna finish. I'm just interjecting with a knock it off.
You want to ad-lib?
Knock it off, bro.
All right, listen.
Impetus for change.
I'm gonna say again, right? I think.
Disgusting.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
I think, yeah. What I think
This guy's a
again.
Muslim and a Christian. Like,
That's fine. Black people started all religions. That makes sense.
go on, black man. Talk
All
us.
right,
Talk
cool.
us.
That's what they
So
do
like-
when
like-
they don't want to fight the facts. Like they
This is what
start
I'm saying to you.
mudslinging. You see
This
what
is
they're
This is
saying?
what I'm saying.
You're going against your character.
again.
Going against your
Whatever,
character
man,
instead of having the
whatever,
conversation at hand.
whatever.
It's all right, brother.
It's
Iman.
always ad hominems against me, but it's okay because I stick to the facts.
You acting brand new.
Again, let me say what I'm saying. Let me say what I'm saying, right? What I think is the difference is what we think will be the impotence for change, right? My views on black people, how I love black people, black community, black family, is because I know something, right? You can't know from just existing. It don't just come from the sky into your head. You have to know something. Again, I hate to say it, but black people don't read enough. That's a fact, right?
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's
We
a fact.
take in more media, right? Music, movies, this, that, and the third. That's the reason why I believe we should keep making these type of movies. I'm not saying we should continue to put
Who's
money.
we?
Listen,
Who's we?
listen, we'll get there.
Who's we? We ain't making them. The white
listen.
man are making them.
Again, you're just interjecting. Listen to what I'm saying.
I'm interjecting with
Listen to what I'm saying.
with valid points.
No, but you're
you said
predicting
we.
what I'm saying.
No,
Where am I going then?
I went off the back of what you said. You said we. I said
But
not we.
No, but we let you get your shit off. You're
Exactly.
not letting him get his shit
Exactly.
off.
No, but what I'm saying is
I'm giving you guys
We.
2 minutes.
Again, all right. Let me
minutes.
finish what I'm saying.
we.
Let me
No,
finish what
but
I'm
we
saying.
ain't making black. Let's just make it clear. We are not making slave movies.
If you heard what I was going to say,
No, I heard what you said.
Yes.
You can carry on now.
Going to say, listen, again, I'm not talking about putting money into the pockets of white people. I'm saying black people can make these movies. And listen, these same black
For
people,
what?
listen, and you get it, man.
I'm listening.
It's not hard. Listen, again, black people can make these movies, yeah? And you would still say it's not necessary. My thing is this, again, Fred said it's talking about white savior. If you knew your history respectfully, right, you would know it wasn't white people who came to save us. We can document stories about Yaya Santiwa. We could talk about Queen Nzinga. We could talk about Shaka Zulu. We could talk about bare things in our history. But again, if you didn't know, you would not know. And you'd just be talking about certain things you don't know. But it comes from knowing. How do you get to know? You have to consume this information. This information is there, available in books. None of us are reading. Okay, what's the next best thing? The easiest way to consume this information in movies. Okay, cool. Black people can make these same movies. Black people can be our own saviors. Nat Turner, Dessalines, Louverture. It's all through our history. None of us know these things. Again, Jewish people know not to give certain people a chance, not to fraternize with their oppressors because they are reminded. It's in their rituals. Every single week, they celebrate this, that, and the third. Every year, they celebrate this, that, and the third. They are made to never forget. They say never again. So that if they see anything untoward that may make them feel like, this person getting too close, this person doing this, that, and the third, they act. Black people don't act. All we do is do the same bollocks. Again, you're talking about trauma. Like I said before, black people are walking trigger warning. Walking trigger warning. We ain't done nothing about it.
He's in his bag, man. This is when the men
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
No, this is when
You think
the
in his
men.
bag? I'm not buying none of that.
You don't have to buy. I'm
have
not
to,
selling the
man.
product. I'm not selling the
Like,
product.
let's move on, man.
Let's move on.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, caller.
That's a mic drop, man.
I'm gonna give
Points
you
were made.
Good morning,
like
caller.
like a parody.
Morning.
That's fine. That's fine.
Can you
Morning.
A parody of a
You
black
can
man.
hear you, man.
Yo, what's good? It's Demi. It's Demi speaking.
Oh, morning, Demi.
My Yoruba brother.
Morning, guys. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm actually calling it. It's crazy. I never thought I would agree with Iman on a topic so strongly, but I generally do actually agree with Iman quite a lot on this. And I think the reason that you guys are, I think you specifically is like missing Iman's point is because you're taking it too personally. Like you're not, when Iman's speaking, I think he's speaking more about the black community as a whole rather than like individual people. And I think what he's trying to say is that like the black community, especially like within the UK or like within the diaspora or whatever, I feel like people have like, as a collective, we don't really have a sense of our history, like as a collective. I mean, obviously not like individual people, because I'm sure you guys in the room like know black history and understand like the struggles of black people. But I think as a collective unit, I feel like things have like started to become a little bit lost. And I think that when you're then also boiling Iman's point down to just movies, I don't think it's about just movies, but I think it's about education in general. Obviously,
probably the most easiest format to sort of engage with is movies for like young people and so on. But I think in general, the point is that, like Imran said, as a people, we don't really read our history. We don't read the literature. We don't know about these historical black figures, like what they did and like the techniques they did to like try to liberate themselves. So we're kind of like, it's like if you don't know your history, like you're always going to be making the same mistakes as the past. But we don't even attempt to, because obviously, fair enough, you've seen slave movies, but it's not even just about slave movies. It's about documentaries about slavery. It's about documentaries about what they did in Jim Crow or colonization, all of that kind of stuff. Like there's a lines to this stuff. It's not just I don't want to watch slave movies. Fair enough. Like I hate slave movies as well, but the point is, you should still try to engage with the whole historical context of it, which a lot of people I think willingly don't because they feel like they're past it, and that's why we get to a point where we're in 2023 and black kids are thinking it's all right for their white mates to be saying the N-word and sorry, and stuff like that. It's cool because they don't actually even understand the gravity of that stuff, because the media that they're consuming, for them, like they don't have that historical context of that word to you and be like, oh man, I shouldn't allow white people around me to say this, but they think it's fine because, again, it's a simple lack of knowledge, lack of history. Like if they knew that, if they knew the pain behind that word, something as simple as that wouldn't happen. Again, if we know the history of like what our predecessors did to try and liberate themselves and the techniques they use, whether it's educating the kids, we've lost that completely. Like all the Saturday schools, or like the thing about like putting people in positions, like helping like young kids learn history, like learn how to be like leaders of tomorrow, stuff like that. Like I feel like they were doing all that stuff. Maybe we could even learn from that. And even if we want to talk about like black inspiration, like black artists and creatives, like they could probably learn from historical figures and like bring our characters to light as well. Like all these white historical figures that get put in movies. Like maybe if we knew more about history, like collective, maybe again we might be inspired to make films and like create these characters and like have more of that. So I think there's so many like aspects to it, and I feel like you're just taking it on a personal rather than like looking at it as a whole community that we don't, like, truthfully, in our heart of hearts, we don't engage with this. Like if you ask a random person in the UK on the street, do they even know, for instance, about the Birmingham bus boycotts? Do they know the name of like the main people that were in front of it? They probably tell you no, because they don't, and they don't kind of care. So I think stuff like that, we need to engage more, and I think that's what the point that Iman's trying to make is.
But bro, sorry, just to interject you. This conversation started off about movies, innit? So that's what my ritual and passion was about. That if we want to talk about the broader black community and knowledge and togetherness, then of course I agree with that. Remember.
All right.
Wait. I'm just talking to my brother on the phone.
Talk to you.
All right, 1 second. So the whole taking it personal aspect of it, I don't see it that way. I was getting passionate about the movie aspect, which I feel passionate about. If we're now to shift the conversation to reading books, knowledge of self, all that stuff, then I'm in agreement with you guys. My point was, I don't see the consumption of slave movies or slave media as beneficial to me as a person, to me as an individual. If we're talking about the community, kids, teenagers, younger people who have ignorance, then yeah, I'm all for it. My points were about Yusuf. Yeah. So you guys can't argue against me.
That's right?
Wait,
we're just trying to show you the mindset.
Remember, movies.
Yeah.
Remember,
Okay. So look,
but remember, in the midst of the conversation, it shifted to you now saying, "What about books? What about this?
Okay,
what
cool.
about
So
that?"
let me give you a movie. Let me give you a movie example. Yeah, because
cool.
Sorry, Demi, thank you very much.
Yeah,
for
thank you very much.
Demi,
man.
have a nice day,
It's perfect.
just quickly, yeah.
Cool, thank
Because
you.
obviously, like, I believe knowledge is power in it. Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
like to learn things and know things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just like not a hypothetical, but just give a scenario.
Yeah.
Say like everybody cares about like the transatlantic slave trade and that. Yeah, that's like that's the big thing. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. Through like some reading and documentaries that I've done. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that the slaves that went to Brazil.
Yeah.
Got way worse treatment than the ones in America. Like almost tenfold. Like the conditions in Brazil were horrific. When you read some of the things, I'm talking even compared to what we see in America, like absolutely like disgusting. You get me? Couldn't imagine if they made a movie about that. Yeah, I would want to watch it. Yeah, because I don't know. Yeah. I want to see now. I want to see in it. I want to learn. I want to see what it was like. What was going on? Boom, boom, boom. I've seen enough black trauma. I've seen all kind of stuff happen.
Yeah.
But I want now you give me new information that I can learn and thing. I would watch it. I want to know what I go on. I want to know how bad it was. Like, let me see.
And that's completely fair.
That's what it's speaking to. It's more. It's educational. It's knowledge.
Yeah,
it's not
what it is.
running away. It's not hiding. It's not getting angry and very rare. It's like there's
but no one's thing is you chose yourself to add the fear, the running away stuff. You can't implement that into my
get
story.
Like Sorry, my bad.
So there is
They get like that, you know.
there is no fear. There is no running. There's no hiding. Yeah. So don't add that caveat to me. That's just abolish that. Right?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
And when it comes to when it comes to like nuances of movies, right? Remember, not everything is. You might have a movie which has 5 actors that I really really like. The story might be a bit different than traditional whipping in the fucking yard, and it might pique my interest, right? So you never know. But traditional slave movies, a la Django, actually Django was a bit different, a la Emancipation, a la Roots, at its Kunta Kinte, at its core, Massa. Are women getting raped by the masters? I do not want to see that. If y'all do, then that's fine.
Okay, fair enough. We got caught on it.
Yeah.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Reporting live from Los Angeles at
Stacey.
And I am disappointed.
Let's do it.
I am mortified. I am.
Who disappointed in?
This is the last doing it we're doing, by the way.
E-Man, what the hell? Like, sir.
I want to hear your points.
We need to unpack. And I know there's not much time, but I'm going to attack a very broad but specific thing that you said that I quietly don't understand how your math is mathing.
Okay.
To be clear.
Yeah.
You said that the reason why you feel like things, media and movies like this should continue to be produced is for educational purposes. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
So that we can have a visual that depicts the things that we are not reading. And I correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, that's what you're saying.
You're pretty much, yeah.
If we are relying on the production of films that are historical entertainment to educate us, how does that make sense?
Exactly.
If we're relying on productions that are produced to entertain historical fiction, why are we using that as educational content?
Okay, can I say something quickly?
So then your point is completely invalidated because the purpose that you're aiming to fulfill is impossible. It's historical fiction. It will never be to fact. So what are we trying to achieve here?
Good point.
Literally, other than entertainment. I don't understand how somebody can fix their mind to say, yes, we're going to make entertainment and it's going to be about slavery. It's going to be so good to watch on screen. It's going to be so what is entertaining about that to a white man? I don't understand the appeal.
Okay. All right. Watch this.
If it's education that you want to put on the forefront, you should be leading with attacking how history is presented in our schools, not how movies are being produced. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, cool. All right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry, one sec.
You're making a bigger scene.
Right? back in the past.
It's like slithering.
All right. I was going to start off with a proverb, but I won't.
I think you should.
I think you should do it, man.
I think you should do it. I love a proverb.
All right. Yoruba people say what? I'll say in English anyway. Nobody chases a rat in their house when their house is on fire. Right? There's
powerful.
different things that you have to prioritize. I understand, and what I believe is, that you're 100% correct, Stacey. We need.
You're loving that, innit?
We
No, do you know, I
need.
translate in Yoruba and I'm like, oh, that's sick. That's a good one.
See? What's it sound like? Give us the traditional, authentic.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the way you fetishize Yoruba language. It's a bit mad.
That's another problem. We've got to
Every minute is, say it again. Say it again.
I would say, I don't know if it's word for word.
I know.
But akinle kuteti no ti ile banjono. Love that thing. You better get yourself a Yoruba woman, mate.
Right? So there's different things that you prioritize, but both are issues, right? But you have to prioritize different things, right? And what I'm trying to say is, I agree with you. I think there's other things that we should be doing properly. The problem is, right? I face reality, and I know that in the current time, the current day, right? Black people are not reading enough. We're not doing enough to go out of our way to learn and do for self, right? White people are going to control certain narratives, but all we do is complain about certain things. We don't go out there and learn, right? And actually understand and know history accurately. I'm saying, again, not relying on white people to make these movies, but black people can do these type of things, right? Woman King gave people a sense of pride. for example, right? Again, kind of to combat what Fred was saying earlier about having a white savior in the movie, it's not necessary, because if you knew the history, right, for hundreds of years, there were black people who were doing certain things to save themselves. Black people saved themselves. No white man to save me. You know what I'm saying? And hasn't saved you and never will. You understand what I'm saying? But the reality is not enough of us are actually doing certain things. Well, one sec here. And again, I think you're emphasizing too much on the entertainment part. There's rappers, for example, who, yes, of course, music should be entertaining or whatever it may be. But we know that certain tracks are not made to entertain. They're there to enlighten, to educate.
When he was saying certain things, I was thinking about how much he loves rap music and these things and the stuff that these are perpetuating and being put out there by the white man and all this stuff when you stuff. But I couldn't even bother to get into it.
We can get into it if you want to get into it.
No, we ain't got time. We can do
alarm went off and we're still on topic of the day.
Because everything is like, anyway.
Yeah.
It's a whole conversation.
You guys know what I'm trying to say. So the reality is, right, is sometimes we need to get it how we can get it. And the reality is not enough of us are taking that time to go and do it in the best ways possible. But if there's someone out there who's benevolent and cares and passionate about history of black people, right, they can make a movie that can educate us, that can make us have a sense of pride. And then after watching it, go out, do more reading. Then after that, do something with their life. That's what I'm talking about. Demi understood my point perfectly.
I'm not going to get into someone who commented who said that Americans don't understand that we're not the only victims of slavery, especially me being a first-gen African. Like I don't come from the lineage of slavery, but I think that this is a very good example of people's ignorance to the concept of institutional racism and how, like, what you're saying really does not make sense. Like, how can you expect that black people can create our own, and you think the money's not going to come from white people who are going to greenlight the film? Be absolutely fucking for real. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, it's better to have, someone said, to meet people halfway, meet people where they are. But again, it is not a viable solution, because now you're going to have people who are taking historical context from entertainment. So you have to be very careful about how you're proposing that this should continue based on that. It just doesn't make sense. Truly, and if you understand institutional racism, you wouldn't be attacking this from the angle of we need to focus on what we can do for ourselves. Do you know how many glass ceilings that exist to invalidate that point? Down to just saying we need to read more books. If I even begin to break down the many things that goes into why I'm not saying why black people don't read as much, but the barriers that exist as to why stuff like that happens, we would be sitting here for days.
Stacey, sorry, I don't want to cut you, please. I really don't want to cut you here. But the reality is this: I understand what you're saying, and I'm agreeing that there's so many barriers out there that stop us from doing certain things. But there's an easier one, though. You understand? And that easier one is the fact that black people use their money to go to cinema every week. They spend their money on Netflix and Amazon Prime subscriptions, right? They can consume information. And I'm saying to you, if we can give them information in any way possible, I don't care about whether it's a movie or music. I just want you to know, because knowledge is power. And when you know something, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe if you know something, you will do better for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying, that's basically what I'm talking about. Education. I'm not talking about the entertainment thing. I'm not talking about we have to go to white people to, again, black people can make films. And for us to kind of intimate that, oh, you know what, any film that black people make, we need to go to white people for funding. It's crazy. We can do it ourselves.
Well, we don't want to make movies about slavery.
Make a film about whatever.
Exactly.
Make a film about whatever. But what I'm trying to say is, what's that, Stacey?
Go. I'm saying this just sounds like we're advocating for multiple variations of trauma. To me, I'm just hearing slavery on the big screen, slavery on the YouTube screen, slavery on the screen. It's not necessary.
I'm not saying slavery on the screen, slavery on the YouTube. I'm saying education on the screen, education on the YouTube. That's what I'm saying.
That's not what's happening.
No,
I get that's the point. I get the
exactly,
point.
but that's the point I'm saying.
It's not matching what you're saying. Truly, like I know that you're saying that movies are should be intended to educate, but that's not what drives a film. So again, if that's where you're coming from, there are different angles to push this agenda that you're trying to. But entertainment as it exists right now, the movies that started this conversation right now were not intended for educational purposes in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, but Stacey, I'm not saying that.
The only aspects of them that we can even use to reference anything educational is the fact that where the setting in which the story takes place, we understand is slavery, and we understand the circumstances of that, and then the rest just becomes someone's imagination. Wellness Wednesday.
What's this guy doing?
Anyway,
trying to make it Wellness Wednesday.
Hold on, but
Stacey, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Sorry about time.
Yeah.
But thank you, Stacey.
Thank you.
But if the movies are not educational, as you just said, why are you watching them, or why do you care to continue to watch them?
No.
What's about the question?
Let's move on from this.
But can I round something up really quickly? Support a black movie that's coming out this Friday. Rye Lane is set in Peckham.
Did you watch the trailer?
I watched the trailer.
What's it saying?
It's a good one. I feel in my spirit.
All right, okay.
It's a good one. Everyone watch Rye Lane.
Boom.
What's the headlines?
Can you read the first one?
Yeah. Okay. Right, let's get into our next headline. All right, so a US drone crashes after encounter with Russian jets. A Russian fighter jet has collided with a US drone, causing the unmanned US aircraft to crash into the Black Sea, the American military says. The incident highlights the increasing risk of direct confrontation between Russia and the US over the Ukraine war. The US says the drone was on a routine mission in international airspace when 2 Russian jets tried to intercept it. Russia said the drone crashed after a sharp maneuver and denied that the 2 aircraft made direct contact. The Russian Defense Ministry also said the MQ-9 Reaper drone was flying with its transponders turned off. Transponders are communication devices that allow the aircraft to be tracked. Reaper drones are surveillance aircraft with a 20-meter, which is approximately 66 feet, wingspan. The incident happened at about 7:03 Central European Time, about 6:03 GMT, on Tuesday, according to the US military. Our MQ-9 aircraft was conducting routine operations in international airspace when it was intercepted and hit by a Russian aircraft, resulting in a crash and complete loss of the MQ-9, the statement said. Several times before the collision, the Su-27 fighter jets dumped fuel on the drone in a reckless, environmentally unsound and unprofessional manner, it said. The US summoned the Russian ambassador in Washington, Anatoly Antonov, to protest against the move. Following the meeting, Russian state media quoted Antonov as saying that Moscow saw the drone incident as a provocation. Tensions have risen over the Black Sea ever since Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014.
Thank you. Next headline takes us all the way to Pakistan. So Pakistan's main opposition leader, Imran Khan,
the camera. Who's got the camera?
Oh, it's me.
Pakistan's main opposition leader, Imran Khan, says that the authorities are acting outside the law in their attempt to arrest him. He told the BBC they should all be subject to the law of the land. On Tuesday, police clashed with supporters of Mr. Khan, who is the former Prime Minister of Pakistan, outside his residence as they tried to detain him on a court order. He's facing allegations that he sold state gifts while in office. He says the case is politically motivated. There was a tense situation outside his compound in the city of Lahore as police tried to force their way into his house. Officers fired tear gas shells to disperse supporters of Mr. Khan, who threw stones and bricks. In a video address, the politician, who's aged 70, offered to sign a guarantee that he will appear in an Islamabad court on Saturday. He added that there were security concerns as 2 militant attacks had previously taken place at the court. Mr. Khan claimed there was no reason for police to arrest him on Tuesday, as he has taken protective bail until Saturday. He also said that the government was determined to put him behind bars after previous failed attempts. He said on Tuesday, "I'm mentally prepared that I'm going to be spending my night in a cell. I don't know how many nights, but I'm prepared for all of that." The former Prime Minister showed what he said were tear gas canisters, which he said had been fired into his property. He said that the authorities were trying to arrest him to stop his party from taking part in forthcoming elections. But he added, "Whether I am in jail or not, they will not be able to stop my party from winning." And the next headline is about Andrew Tate. He's back in the news, man. So, to be fair, there's not much to talk about here. But basically, a Romanian court has rejected his latest application for bail. The controversial British social media influencer and his brother Tristan have been detained since December. They're being investigated on charges of, trigger warning there, rape, people trafficking, and forming an organised crime group. Both have denied wrongdoing. Mr. Tate's spokeswoman said the ruling was disappointing and that his legal team would appeal. Lawyers for Mr. Tate have long argued that keeping him in preventative custody is unnecessarily harsh when other judicial options such as house arrest are available. Judges have so far disagreed based on the perceived risk of Mr. Tate fleeing the country, influencing witnesses or evidence, or that his release would disturb public order. The request for bail in place of custody was new, but the response from the court was the same. In late February, the court ruled that Mr. Tate should remain in custody until 29th of March. On Wednesday, Mr. Tate's brother Tristan will also apply for bail in a separate hearing. Last month, an appeals court overturned all but one of the justifications for keeping Tristan Tate in detention, but no charges have yet been brought against the brothers or the 2 Romanian associates who were arrested alongside them. And that's the end of the headlines.
Thank you very much. Let's get to a very quick 5-minute word on road. All right, something is in the air, okay? Something is in the air. It's baby season. So a YouTuber called Annie Dreyer, she's like one of the OG YouTubers, very creative with the way she edits, like very, very sick, very talented at what she does. She announced that she's going to be a mummy. She's tweeted, "I'm going to be a mummy. Happy birthday to me." But she jokes a lot, so people didn't know she was being serious. But then because it was her birthday as well, and then she said, "I know I play a lot of games, so I know it's hard to believe I'm being serious. It's my birthday today. I'm a Pisces. Do you really think I will take attention away from me on my day for a joke?" But she said the only one I'll share it with is my baby. So congratulations to her. Also,
I didn't know she was on that team.
No, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That she's I don't know what let me read it. Yeah. And then also Lindsay Lohan announced.
Are you going?
Oh, I was about to say show's done.
Show's
done.
Just press outro. Let's just
listen. Call it a day. I was gonna start my sentence. I wasn't gonna wrap it up. Lindsay Lohan as well announced that she's having a baby, and so she put up something out and she said, "We are blessed and excited." And also Spice, as in the Jamaican Spice, she said, "God has been so good to me," and she posted a picture with her like pregnant and a nice little photo shoot. So congratulations to everybody that's having babies. It's really, really cute. Love to see it. It's the content we like. Content I also like is when people get cooked. Well, it's not me. But Damson Idris was getting cooked yesterday. I want to talk about it because So basically he was on, is it Jimmy Fallon? I think it was Jimmy Fallon. Let's go with Jimmy Fallon. He was on Jimmy Fallon and basically he was talking about, you know how everyone always has some kind of funny story to tell? Which I think some of them are made up, but anyway. He was basically saying the story about how his mum can't tell the difference between acting and real life, and how something that she watched or whatever, she's like, "Oh, like, why are you cheating on your girlfriend like that, blah, blah." My thing with it, obviously, a funny story is a funny story. I like a funny story, haha, LOL, and all that great stuff. But I don't like when people mimic their parents and do accents and stuff. I really don't like it. I feel like it takes the piss out of the accents. And I just really don't like it. It gives me Afro-Semitism. It gives me anti-black energy. I just don't like the whole mocking of African accent and thinking that African accent is comedy. Because you see people try and do comedy and be like, and come with African accent and be like, "Okay, well, I'm funny now." No, you're not. Jokes are dead.
I thought it was normal.
To what?
I don't know. When I watched the video, I just thought, because this is what man do. But then when I see people moaning, and then I looked at it from different eyes, and I thought, maybe I can see where they're coming from.
Yeah, because they always do it. Because
if it was like early 2000s or like the 90s or something, then I can kind of get where you're coming from. But in this day and age,
read the room,
with the internet and everything that's going on, it's like you're moving like your mum was born in 1912, rude boy. Like that stuff still ain't got. She must be hip and up to date.
But you know what's mad though? Like
what's going on?
I was born into Nollywood.
He's dancing. He's pandering for the.
For the white man, you're dancing for the white man.
I think so.
Shaking your ass for the white man.
There's no way his mum thinks that the movie.
No, with Nollywood. Do you know what? That's my thing, because Nollywood exists. Like, as much as people are not rating Nollywood or whatever, Nollywood is actually a good industry doing what it's doing film-wise, right? You're going to tell me your mum does not know the difference between acting and real life. Your mum does not see the people that act and know that it's just a film. Do you get what I mean? I just feel like, don't do that to your mum, man. Some of you get famous and start embarrassing your families in public. I just think it's out of order. And then the whole African accent thing, like, we definitely need to move away from that whole thinking, because you've done an African accent, it's funny and you're automatically a comedian. No, your jokes are dead. But so he did that. He was getting cooked. I think the cooking was justified. He hasn't said anything about the Caucasian, so I guess he's just sinning on that. Someone else who was getting cooked as well is Lil Nas X. Never thought I'd see the day Lil Nas X would get cooked. And he was getting cooked real bad. So basically, he posted up a picture, yeah, of this person, this girl, not person, sorry, this lady. And he was like, the surgery was a success. Because it looks like him, innit? She does look like him. She looks like she does. Yeah. So he was like, he posted and he was like, the surgery was a success. And so it offended the trans community because we're like, don't take the piss. And also, he's kind of got a record of this because he posted a picture one time pregnant. So I guess, yeah. So then, so then he deleted it. So I guess he was getting cooked or whatever. Then he deleted the picture. And then he then apologized. He said, apologies to the trans community. I handled that situation with anger instead of considering why it was not cool. Much love to you guys. Sorry, because people were basically coming at him telling this is blah, blah. Then he was like, you guys can't be serious. It's only a joke kind of thing. But obviously, people are, what's it called? If people are offended by something, innit? I don't know. You got to just decide what you want to do with that. So when people were offended by it, he basically said, you guys cannot be serious. Obviously, it's a joke. It's not that deep, whatever. Came to apologize. And then a trans woman was like to him how, what did she say? She said, baby, this apology ain't it. You need to apologize to, you basically need to apologize in material ways, like make a donation, use your platform to create awareness, use your platform to create awareness, whatever. And he responded and said, go eat my ass. And the people were like, I thought you just apologized. How are you going to tell a trans woman to eat your ass? You just, yeah. All of that happened anyway. Yeah. But all the best to Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X does what he does. I don't rate the guy, so I have nothing else to say on this matter. And then something else that happened yesterday. So Nipsey Hussle, obviously he's got kids outside of the kids he's got with Lower London. And so I think his first baby mum, she basically came out and she put a picture up of him on her Instagram or whatever. And she said, I miss my child's father. I wish he was here to see my accomplishments. People are so insensitive. They're out here, like, coming at her.
Where?
Please ask me again. They're out here coming at her as if it's not valid for her to miss her child's father. And also, they had kids. They had kids together.
Yeah.
She would like at some point maybe he was a partner or whatever, which turns out he was anyway. Like, you can miss people, and he's dead. It's not a competition. So people are coming at her for that post, which is very insensitive.
Oh, sorry. Who'd you say that she missed?
Nipsey Hussle.
Oh.
So she's got kids with him.
Why are people coming at her about that?
Because obviously they're in London. They're like, oh, it's insensitive. You weren't like, kind of like I guess you weren't the girlfriend that we knew.
Oh.
So why are you talking to someone else's man kind of thing?
Yeah, stupid.
There's so many people that miss people when they die. Like, their friends can miss them, ex-girlfriends can miss. Heck, I missed any of my exes if they died. And I didn't want to tell me I should have missed them because they're dead. You must be very silly. I don't care if you're the wife now. Do you get what I mean? It's still valid. The person's dead. It's not a competition.
Mm-hmm.
And then so she came out and said, you guys are fans of my child's father. And when I post him, it's a problem. It's almost 4 years of him being gone. So just think how I feel. I met him in my teens and he's been my road dog ever since. I spoke with him 30 minutes before his death. I was one of the last persons he spoke with. I wish I was there. I would have taken the bullets for him. I don't know about all of that, but...
Sorry.
I think sometimes people take things too far. Like, we're here for it. Like, I'm on your side already. You don't have to talk about taking bullets. So you would have left the child motherless. Like, I'm here for love, but logic.
That's true love.
That's stupid love. He's already know. My love has conditions. I don't play no games. But I just thought it was very insensitive. People were being people were cooking her. Well, not cooking her, but like being horrible to her when she's really grieving as well. Like, you can, when someone passes away, there's so many people that they've touched and human people's lives they've been in that are valid to feel whatever it is that they're feeling. Mm-hmm. You can't be cooking people for that, man. It's stupidness. Anyway, I told you 5 minutes with me. Scared to people's journal.
I know.
Yeah, man.
It's been a minute, man.
I haven't done that in a while.
I forgot that segment existed. People ain't got no journal.
Listen. You're going right by reading. I know they didn't pick up news from there.
Well, welcome to the People's Journal. I'll give you the news from an economics point of view. I'm going to endeavour to be 5 minutes like Esther was.
Yeah, that's right.
Hopefully I achieve that. And the first thing I want to talk about is the strikes. So obviously, as we know, here's the reason why Brent's had to leave. The strikes are quite rampant today, man. Junior doctors are going to be striking. So all junior doctors who are members of the BMA union, they're on strike. And junior doctors basically account for more than 40% of the medical workforce, right? So that's basically widespread disruption all over the place, right? And obviously this strike started today. It's going to end 7 o'clock GMT, as in 07, so tomorrow morning. Civil servants as well, about 133,000 civil servants working across 100 government departments and agencies on strike.
Who is it?
Bang like the police, boss. Bang like the police. Come on, easy.
No, he said bang the door.
Sorry about it, listeners.
Sorry for the disruption, guys.
Yeah, we thought someone was after us, man.
Because I said I'm the first to be like, the heck?
Innit?
It was not all good. Silly man.
So yeah, about 133,000 civil servants working across 100 government departments and agencies are going to be on strike today. Members of the PCS union are taking industrial action. Obviously, the same old thing, pretty much. Dispute over pay, pensions, job security, redundancy terms, things of that nature. Teachers are also going to be striking as well. These are teachers in England and who are members of the NEU union, which is the National Education Union. NEU teachers are in sixth form colleges are also due to be walking out as well. And London Underground, as you know, loves the strikes there as well, man. So, but yeah, members of the ASLEF and RMT unions are on strike. So, yeah, man, everything's down. It's crazy. Tomorrow, I'll give you the news tomorrow, innit? But, yeah, it should be better in terms of underground anyway. But there will still be some rail strikes tomorrow as well. So, people, please do your Googles and whatnot and plan your journeys and stuff like that. Next thing I want to talk about is Jeremy Hunt is looking to expand free childcare to 1 and 2 year olds. So, as you lot know, nursery fees is crazy, right? That's it's bankrupt.
It's stupid. And listen, and it's going up apparently.
Oh yeah. I got a letter the other day telling me my thing's gone up.
Do you know how mad that is?
Ridiculous. No change to services. Nothing.
I'm even hearing that they've got to go on a school trip here. You got to pay that separately. It's not included in the price.
Yeah, I think that's true. But I don't know. My kid's not that age yet.
I've heard that. I've heard parents talk about that. It's not included in the package. You've got to, and then if you tell them that you can't afford that, they say, well, then bring the kid in.
Can you imagine? No respect.
Disgusting, man. Bring back communities, man.
Yeah. So yeah, man. This is really, I guess, good news, man. I don't think it's been confirmed as yet. Jeremy Hunt is still giving his budget and whatnot. Well, at the time I got this article. But it's looking like free childcare for working parents in England is expected to be expanded in today's budget, man, to cover the 1 and 2 year olds. So as we know already, working parents with 3 and 4 year olds are eligible for 30 hours of free childcare per week. So 30 hours per week of free childcare. And the plans obviously are to encourage people, I guess, to get back into work and boost the economy. And there's always going to be something to gain on that way. It makes sense.
I'll be honest, they need to have baby school and get them kids in as early as you can, man.
There you go, man.
About shapes and
all of that, man.
Slaves and all that stuff.
They need to know.
Hey.
The line needs to be drawn in the sand, literally.
And let the kids draw the line.
So yeah, man, that's what it's looking like. Hopefully, I'll get more information, and tomorrow I should be able to give a bit more information on Jeremy Hunt's budget. Another thing that was spoken about in the budget is briefly, it's about pensions, right? And basically, the total amount that workers can accumulate in their pension savings before extra tax is expected to increase. So the final figure hasn't been confirmed or anything like that yet, but people are expected to be able to save up to £1.8 million over a lifetime, right? Which is at the moment it's 1.07 million. So that's a big climb, but again, all of these things are very personal, so you have to tailor it to your circumstance. But again, when I get more information on that, I'll be able to give that information. But that's pretty much it, man.
You forgot about the energy bills being extended.
Is that in the budget? No.
Yeah, I got an alert this morning.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I haven't got the full budget yet. Yeah. So like Yusuf was saying, all of that information tomorrow, I'll be able to give information on that.
All right.
Yeah, but that's brilliant news, though, man. But yes.
Let's get into our next headlines.
We're going to do a quick Wellness Wednesdays, just to cheer up Marks.
No, your face said it all.
It'll just be very quick. There's no music, so I'm not going to be trying to keep time. You know what I'm saying? But basically, just read a few things. And I think this is kind of very apt for the situation. And basically, this is from Nelson Mandela, who says, education is the most powerful weapon which we can use, or you can use, to change the world. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Also, change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. And the last thing I want to say is from Martin Luther King Jr., who basically said, the time is always right to do what is right. The time is always right to do what is right. And that's pretty much it for Wellness Wednesday, man.
All right, thank you. Let's get into our headlines.
Okay, I got it wrong.
Oh, no, I was thinking time.
So the first thing is a trigger warning here. And the death toll from Cyclone Freddy in Malawi and Mozambique has risen past 200 on Tuesday after the record-breaking storm triggered floods and landslips. Rescue workers warned that more victims were likely as they scoured destroyed neighborhoods for survivors, even as hopes dwindled. The fierce storm hit southeastern Africa at the weekend in its second landfall since late February after brewing off Australia and traversing the Indian Ocean. Malawi's government said at least 190 people were killed, with 584 people injured and 37 people still missing, while authorities in neighboring Mozambique reported 20 deaths and 24 injured. Guilherme Botelho, who's the emergency project coordinator for Doctors Without Borders in Malawi, said the situation is very dire. There are many casualties, either wounded, missing or dead, and the numbers will only increase in the coming days. Many people died in mudslides that washed away homes in the country's commercial capital. Across the country, nearly 59,000 people have been affected and more than 19,000 people have been displaced, with many now sheltering in schools and churches. Freddy, I don't know why they were so casual with it, but yeah, Storm Freddy was still causing localized rains and winds in southern Malawi on Tuesday, but conditions were expected to ease from Wednesday evening, according to the country's meteorological service. And the last headline is about Donald Trump, man. He's coming out with a new book. And basically, he said yesterday, when he's promoting his book, that he's got, well, let me quote him. He basically said that Queen Elizabeth II, Princess Diana, the Princess of Wales, Richard Nixon, Oprah Winfrey, Hillary Clinton, and other correspondents will be shown to have kissed his ass in those letters. That's what the book's basically about.
So it's an expose.
Basically, it's just letters over the years. So before his time in office, after, I think.
Why didn't he throw some in from Jeffrey Epstein when he was up in his
you know what I'm saying?
Silly man.
Know? But yeah, man, letters to Trump will contain 150 missives from figures also including Kim Jong-un and Ronald Reagan. So drawn from Trump's life before and after he ran for president, the book is due to be published next month. Trump told the far-right Breitbart's News of what readers might expect. He said, I think they're going to see a very fascinating life. I knew them all, and every one of them kissed my ass. And now I only have half of them kiss my ass. His son, Donald Trump Jr., told Breitbart his father had corresponded with some of the most interesting people in the world, but it's amazing how quickly their adoration of him changed when he ran for office as a Republican. Letters to Trump shows you exactly how they felt about him and how phony their newfound disdain truly is. Trump has not announced a deal to write a conventional memoir of a presidency which ended in disgrace and a second impeachment after the deadly January 6th attack on Congress. His reputation, as you guys know, has not improved out of office. But running for the Republican nomination in 2024, next year, Trump remains under the threat of criminal indictments. Still, including a reportedly imminent New York charge related to hush money paid to a porn star. He's also under investigation for retaining classified material, reportedly including letters from Kim Jong-un. And that's it for the headlines.
Lovely. Let's get into the reaction.
Welcome to our sports segment. Not a lot going on. Last night we had Champions League. We had a board draw from Inter Milan and Porto to see Inter Milan go through to the final 8, last quarterfinals of the competition. And Man City absolutely smashed RB Leipzig 7-0. Home and away is mad. People don't take it into like account at all, yeah, and people don't understand how serious playing at home is.
Yeah, it's different.
They played less than a fortnight ago and drew 1-1.
Yeah.
The same team.
Yeah.
The exact same man.
Crazy. Spanked them 7-0.
Sorry, quick question, yeah. How do you guys feel about the whole aggregate being gone?
I don't really mind, you know.
I
don't mind.
I don't know. If you got a good, I think if you've got a good team, you prefer it. If you're a guy in European nights where you could potentially be the underdog, I kind of miss it. Certain times like that away goal, that away goal could save your life, could change the tire. You get me? For a lesser team, you go to someone's home, you score, and you get awarded for it. I kind of like it, but at the same time, it's kind of if you get a home draw first, if you get a home draw. Let's just say last, actually. I prefer my home draw last. If you get a home draw last and you can get that away tie and you can navigate it and then you come home, it's just a straight shot. I just got to win at home.
Yeah.
That's kind of lit. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, it just, I don't know. It adds a bit more. I think the away goals was making teams go through that didn't deserve it sometimes, innit? It was making teams go through that didn't deserve it sometimes and shit like that, innit? So, I don't know.
But like kind of like what you said, like there's a difference when you're playing at home, innit? So if you are going to score away, like, you did something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like it just makes it more interesting. But, yeah. Anyway, sorry.
I just scrapped it. But, yeah, man, nothing's really unpacked there, man. 7-0, man. That was huge. Obviously, tonight, Liverpool got to go to Real Madrid and see if they can overturn that 4-0 deficit. Wasn't it 4-0?
5-2, I believe. 5-2.
Sorry, what?
5-2.
Wasn't it 4-0?
The first leg of the Real Madrid game. I can't remember, you know.
Oh no, they went up. They went in front, innit? And then
yeah.
Liverpool went in front. Yeah, they did score. It must be. It's 5-2, yeah.
Yeah, 5-2.
Okay, cool. Well, so what have they got to do? Go and score 4 unanswered goals or something like that? Well, you laugh, yeah.
True. Yeah.
You laugh, but you see if anyone can do it, yeah, it's Liverpool on a European night.
True.
It could happen.
They're blowing it out at Anfield, but if anyone, I'm not saying. I mean, I don't expect it, but if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Liverpool.
Right.
You know, Liverpool's next 4 games are Real Madrid, Man City, Chelsea, and Arsenal. That's a tough running.
Yeah.
That's
but
insane running.
they should be able to get out for the big games.
I know, but
that's true.
4 in a row is insane.
Yeah, you got something similar coming soon.
What do we have? City, Chelsea, and Newcastle. Yeah.
Serious.
City, Chelsea, Newcastle, and then whoever you got in Europa in between somewhere. Yeah, pretty hard. Tough.
Tough as well.
Tough, man. But yeah, man, we'll watch them games tonight. What's the day today? Wednesday. I mean, there's not much in it. There's not much to play for. But I suppose I'll watch the Liverpool game. I should be in. I should be cool. I suppose I'll watch it. Have one in the background or something. And then, yeah, that's about it, man. We'll let you know how that went down tomorrow and let you know who made it to the final 8, basically. That's the end of our sports news. Let's get into Done Out Ere. Wow, we started late to still be finishing. Yeah. We sped through.
Up still.
Sped through. Thought it was going to be worse than this still. But yeah, Done Out Ere again, and keeping with the theme at the end of the show, we spoke you in the beginning, so we trying to go home. Y'all ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the hell out of here. You get me? And obviously, Done Out Here is, you know me, you know I'm always gonna voice wrongdoing. You get me? Especially against women, any type of abuse or any of these things, I'm gonna name, I'm gonna shame. Well, here we've got I've got to make noise about a false rape allegation. Eleanor Williams, she made false rape claims in 2020. Yeah, saying that she was a victim of Asian grooming gangs and made all these wild accusations. I haven't had a chance to read it to find out exactly why she made these allegations, but they are definitely not true. And we have justice. She has been sentenced to 8 years in prison. You know what I'm trying to say? That they're doing their time. Again, they're getting it wrong in the sense of I've seen people get less than that for rape. Like the guidelines with this rape stuff is still not. They still ain't got it right. You know what I'm trying to say? That I don't know. Would you be of the mindset that someone accusing someone should be able to get more than someone that's done the rape? Because that 8 years that she's got, and we probably spoke about it on the show. There's guys who've been convicted of rape and got less than that.
Yeah. Hold on. So what was the question? Should the accuser get more time than the person doing it?
I'm all for her being accusing and lying and getting time for it because we need to stomp that out.
Yeah.
You get me? I'm saying, how do you feel about her? Someone making a fake claim, getting more than someone that's actually done it.
Oh, okay.
Someone done a rape the other day, and I think we were saying they got 4 years or something stupid like that, or whatever. I can't remember what the case was exactly, but I'm saying I've heard people that actually done it get less time than this. So even though I'm glad that she's been reprimanded for what she's done, how do you feel about that?
Obviously, in all reality, someone who actually done the crime should, I guess, get more time. But lying about it I'm not saying it's equally as bad, but it is bad.
It is.
It is bad. It's
the
very
guy
bad.
One of the guys she lied on, he's done 73 days in jail apparently. He said he had to share a cell with a convicted sex offender, which is killing him. Like his family home, spray paint rapist all over it, mashing up his business, his legacy.
The effect you have on the accuser is crazy. So
yeah, like this guy's been going through. It's been a damn near a nightmare. You know what I'm trying to say? Like when people make them accusations, you get it done in the court of public opinion, and people think what they think and they're saying what they're saying, innit? So yeah, you definitely need to be dealt with for fake claims. Like we need to stomp that out, get that out there. It's done. Again, I don't know the guidelines. I mean, 8 years.
Do you know what it is? I think personally, I think it may be because of the nature of her lies as well. Because obviously, I'm not trying to downplay any type of rape, right? But obviously, there's more violent rape than there is. You know what I'm trying to say? So I think she was trying to get them put away for violent rape. You know what I'm saying? Like she actually hit herself with hammers and all sorts.
Yes, she did do that. She did do that. She faked. Yes, I forgot that bit. She faked her wounds and that, innit?
All of it, yeah. So that means if they had gone down for rape, they probably would have got maybe 8 years. You know what I'm saying? So I personally think they should get the same thing. Personally, yeah, that's what I think. I think accusing someone of rape sounds crazy, but I think it's just as bad because you just conjured out of the air and ruined someone's life. Just like somebody just come up from nowhere and just raped you and ruined your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know how it is bad. It is bad. It's so spiteful and vindictive. Like knowing what that means, knowing what it actually is, what you're saying someone's done to accuse them of it and have no grounds, no meat, that nothing at all. Is really, really, really spiteful, man. It's horrid. Yeah. But again, I don't know.
It's a tough one.
But yep, she went through the court system. She got found out to be a liar. You get me? And yeah, man, she has done it here, man. The Cumbria police done their job, done their due diligence. So one less psychopath off the streets, man.
Yes.
So Eleanor Williams, you are done at here, man. Let's get into our outro.
Before we go, though, quickly, I'm not sure if you guys touched on it yesterday. I just want to big up my boys, Arsenal. We cleaned up at the London Football Awards.
Oh my God, is that a thing? I don't know who won what. So, no, that's crazy. Now tell me who won. I don't know. I didn't know. I wasn't.
I'm not saying it's a Ballon d'Or.
No, like that. But I mean, just give man their flowers, man. Who won what?
That's what I'm doing. So Mikel Arteta won Manager of the Year.
Deserves it.
Just in London.
It's called the London Football Awards.
Just checking.
London based. I'm not sure what the...
You're doing better than Conte.
Yeah. So I'm assuming it's from, I don't know, March to March, I guess, right? Aaron Ramsdale won Goalkeeper of the Year.
Okay.
Yeah. Young Player of the Year went to, Saka. And Premier League Player of the Year went to Martin Odegaard. So a clean sweep.
Everything.
We took all the big trophies, all the big awards. So shout out Arsenal, doing big things. Hopefully in May, we can lift the big one.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
If it's from March to March, is that deserved? Like from last March?
When did the season start?
If it's from March to March, this is when you shit the bed.
I'm assuming because obviously this is March and they're giving out of the year awards. So I'm assuming it's a year from.
Or unless
March
maybe they did it like. I'm
assuming it's not
season.
this season.
It's probably just like how they do Ballon d'Or, isn't it? Like it's just
it's a bit
retrospective,
late.
and whatever. I mean,
well, if you're taking a big chunk of this season into account,
then
I think we definitely deserve it.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's only London, so if it's London, you deserve it.
As opposed to what else?
True.
Are you talking about Manchester and that? Other places in England?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is about London.
Yeah. So you deserve everything. You deserve.
You're saying if it was a
if it
UK
was a
award,
UK, then there's conversation. You know what I'm saying?
So
no, I'm not doing. I don't want to do it. I want to go home.
Quick one. So if this was a UK awards, who do you think would take those 4 awards?
From March to March.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if it was a UK award, if we're going from March to March, who won it last year? I think so. Manager of the year will go Pep.
Okay.
Player would be. Odegaard would be in with a shout.
Yeah, I think so.
Odegaard would be in with a shout. He's been good. He's been good for a little while. So you could take that one. What's the other one?
Goalkeeper of the year and young player of the year.
Goalkeeper of the year will probably be Nick Pope. And young player of the year.
You better not say who I think you're going to say.
I wouldn't dare. Oh. I don't know what you think I was going to say. Okay. No, it's got to be young Bakayo, innit? He's the truth.
There you go. So yeah, shout out Arsenal, man. Doing big things.
So can I just say something? Yeah. Someone in the group was saying it's not only Prem clubs, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, the awards ain't only for Prem London clubs. Yeah, it's the entire football league.
Oh yeah, true. I think you confused me by keep saying because it's London awards. It means that it's about London. It's not about London. It's about the awards are given out in London. But that's it. It's about everything.
Are you sure?
That's what facts over here, innit, I guess.
Let me double check. That's what someone said.
You know what I mean? Listen. Also, I remember I asked you to ask me with 10 games to go about the league, yeah? So we got 11 games right now. So next week, ask me.
It's getting close, man. I know you're not gonna like this, because Arsenal fans are just annoying. We've worked it out, especially like people who don't support Arsenal. We worked it out. We like your football team. We've always liked your football team. Always had good players, stuff like that. Like watching you play football. It's the fans that know.
Well,
Arsenal fans are absolute dickheads.
Why?
Because you just are.
No, but why?
I can't explain it. It's too much to unpack. But what I will say is, the way you have acted, and I'm not saying this is undeserved because you've been top for so long, but you see that the way you have acted.
How have we acted?
You just need. If you don't win this league.
No, but.
Oh my God! If you thought you hate me now, you see, if you thought you hate me now.
No, but.
Oh
explain,
God! Just wait.
Explain to me how have we been acting?
Just like yourselves, man. I can't explain it. But
no, you have to unpack it fully. Just give me 2 lines.
These are just so obnoxious.
How?
These are just annoying, man.
How?
And these are
Hear me out.
Now.
Hear me out. No. I think you have an issue with the fact that we're not being ballsy in our statements in regards to winning the league. You don't like the fact that we're doing the 1 game at a time or week by week or...
No, it's not just that. Arsenal fans, I interact with a lot of Arsenal fans. There's so many reasons. You don't rub me the wrong way. It's like, there's so many reasons. You just need to go and win the league. Because if you finish this season with nothing...
I'm going to say this.
No silverware, just top 4.
Listen, I'm going to say this, right? This is how I feel. At this point, I believe that Arsenal have to win the league. Like, we have to win the league at this point, right? Whether or not we do it or not is another story, but we have to win the league, yeah? It'll be extremely disappointing if we don't. For the story, for what's unfolded this season, for the Reece Nelson goal, the Jorginho goal, all the little moments that we've had, yeah? We have to win the league now. Like, to not win the league now will be extremely disappointing, and it'll be a monumental collapse. I'll say
one of the biggest failures in Premier League history.
It'll be a big failure, right? But you know what it is? My heart and my head are 2 different things, innit? Like, I can talk about what I want, but I can also talk about numbers and the fact that, you know, numbers-wise, we're not clear. Man City can still catch us mathematically, right? But it is. It's something that who keeps saying it online? It feels right.
Poets always saying that.
It feels right. Like, it feels right, man. Like, Arsenal got to win the league. I'll be honest with you. Arsenal have to win the league. It feels right. It feels right. We have to win the league. That's it. If you don't
Yeah,
want,
yeah.
no. Arsenal have to win the league now.
That's where I'm at.
It's gone too far. We've been top for too long. We've got 11 games to go. Not to win the league now would be a monumental failure. I'll say it. Monumental failure. But if we are gonna win it or not, again, I can't say definitively because it's not like we're 15 points clear with 5 games to go.
True.
It's 11 games to go and we're 5 points clear. So we can still be caught, but we better not get
God
caught.
forbid.
We better not get caught. We have to fly now. We have to fly. We have to beat Man City at Etihad. We got to try and beat Liverpool at Anfield. We have to now put on our big boy shoes and we got to go for it. And the good thing is, we've got Jesus back at a great time. We've got him back for the last leg of the season.
That's true.
Yeah, he's going to bring all that intensity and all that play he had for the first couple of games he was here for, right? I feel like fitness-wise and health-wise, we're coming into our peak at the right time, right? 11 games to go with Jesus back is a big deal, and it might be a big factor.
All right. Well, more power to you, man. And you know the wickedest thing, as much as I would hate it, yeah, if you win the league, man, I'll take my hat off to you, man. Take my hat off to you, man. Because definitely no one don't win the league that don't deserve it anyway. You know what I'm trying to say?
Facts.
So
Yeah.
fair play to you, but the pressure's building, man, because you have to do it. Because again, if you don't, the disdain you're gonna hold for me.
Yeah. And also, you know what it is? I think what other fans don't realise is, yeah, there's a reason why we're so like on the edge, right? Because we're used to capitulating, we're used to failure. We haven't won the league in donkey's years. We haven't competed in donkey's years. Like, don't get me wrong, Arsenal fans, we're not confident because we're scared that this could all go wrong. And it could go wrong, right? And you know, there's like stats, no team has ever lost the league and being top at I feel like we're the team to fucking do that. to break it. You know what I mean? Like,
if there is a team, innit?
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, we haven't done this for this is even a new experience. I haven't experienced this in years. This type of season. So I think we're fair to feel the way we feel, man. But other fans don't like it.
Must be over the moon because I would have loved to be in this title race. It's like there's like two or three games that really like we wasn't even really in it, but there's two or three games that really like put the nail in the coffin. It's like relax, you get me?
Yeah.
If they went the other way,
it
would have been so much fun. So I can only imagine how you man are feeling right now. You get me? I would have loved that shit to be in the business end of the season, to be up there, be talking about leagues and that.
Yeah.
That's lit. You get me? So yeah, man, I'm happy for you, honestly. But I'm even more happy because there's jeopardy at stake. If you just need the shit, guy, I'm invested now. Just do it. You better do it.
And this is a big opportunity because I feel like next season will be a different kettle of fish. I think we'll still compete next season,
100%.
but I don't see Liverpool and Chelsea being as weak as they are this season, right? So it's going to be like we have to take this opportunity. We have to.
All right, cool. I'm ready to go now.
That's
I was going to say something, but I can't because that'll give us another 10.
No. Say it, and I promise.
No. I don't want
say
to.
It. I promise to leave it.
No, we can talk tomorrow, man. Are you here tomorrow?
I'm not here tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Friday.
No, tomorrow's Thursday. Say it.
You definitely don't challenge for the league next year, even if you win it.
Outro.
Let's go outro. We're done. Thanks for pulling up, man. That was a great show. You have been amazing as always. You know the routine, man. Like the video, share it, tell a friend, join the community, follow us on our socials, all of this good stuff, man. Make sure you're out bright and early tomorrow because we're gonna be here. Same shit, different day. Let's go, man.
Got a guest as well.
Oh yeah, we got a special guest. Do we say who it is or do we wait?
Yeah, they can wait.
They can wait.
Yeah,
You'll wait. You see, we got something tomorrow, so make sure you're there, man. Ciao.
Peace.